All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend. Peter should be somewhere here. I think he might be joining us in just a second here. There it is. Good morning, Peter. How are you?
I'm here. Good morning.
All right, awesome, man. Good
Morning.
morning. Good
Sorry.
morning. Yep, all
Happy
good, my friend.
Happy Thanksgiving for any Canadians out there.
Also, I was like, what?
I know
What is
the
it?
Americans are
Thanksgiving?
not celebrating for another however long, 5 weeks, but it's
Yeah.
Canadian
Okay.
Thanksgiving today, so it's
Okay.
a holiday. Everybody's
Nice.
off but me.
All right, there you go. There you go. Well, don't feel too bad. My kids are off for Columbus, Indigenous holidays, whichever one you feel is better. You pick. Doesn't matter to me. I'm not any.
Yeah, that's right. It's Columbus
Yeah,
Day.
it's Columbus or no. I think of my calendar has both. So if I look at my calendar, it says both. It's Columbus Day and it has Indigenous Day. So I think they renamed it now. So whichever one you go by, happy day to you. But my kids are off. They're here. They're in the house. So yeah. So you're not alone, Peter. You're not the only one just working while other people are off. It's a lot of people off today. All right, friends, let's take a look here at our scanners this morning. A lot of green in the screen with everything. Again, just look at this massive list. My watch list is also massive. Everything I have from like yesterday on Friday, excuse me, also all bounced back. Everything in the green. I mean, it's just nice, beautiful to see as kind of Trump eases the trade talks with China, right? Or eases the fears a little bit. So we're seeing some of that and some reactions to the market. Obviously, let's not want to hear about trade talk and kind of want to back off on that. So the market's reacting to that. Peter, today, what is the U.S. economic calendar have for us as we get into it this week?
Yeah, it's pretty late to start the week. Today and tomorrow, we're not going to have much on the calendar. We do have construction spending at 10. We've got one Fed speaker, as you can see, just before 1 o'clock, but not much. Neither of those are going to have much of a market impact. Like you said, there have been some global economic, macroeconomic changes over the course of this weekend. We've had cryptocurrencies had a rough weekend. If anybody's invested in crypto, or I'm not sure if I can you actually say invested in crypto? That sounds too formal. Taking a bet on crypto? I don't know.
Uh, I don't know, man. They're
Anyway,
right pretty hard. So I think you could do investment now. I think we can. Maybe not yet. Maybe a little more,
maybe.
but we're
Anyways,
close. We're
glo
close.
globally, crypto is estimated to have lost about $900 billion worth of value as most cryptocurrencies, including or maybe led by Bitcoin and Ethereum, have dropped. I mean, the drop is not huge by my read, but it was significant, statistically significant anyways. So as Bitcoin currently sits at about $114,690, in fact, down from where it started the weekend at about 125 or 122 dollars, $122,000 for a Bitcoin. So down a bit. I mean, at one point it had spiked as low as like 105,000. So it's yeah, crypto having a rough couple of days here over the course of this weekend. But as you said, the markets, though, not so bad. We've got so much in the green. We can take a look at the top ones. A lot of stuff gapping up this morning. Most of the gaps aren't massive. Like, there's no real big news pushing this other than, like you said, a little bit of easing of the rhetoric happening between the US and China about tariffs. I mean, the tariffs are still going to happen. I think the U.S. administration is set on dead set on these tariffs occurring, and seems to be the primary approach they're using to interact with trading partners. And you know that won't change in the short term. But it's like we talked about on Friday. The markets don't like uncertainty, and anywhere you can bring a little less uncertainty in the market, usually we see an excuse to rally, especially. I mean, oh my God, these markets, they just love to rally, right? So Friday was being a big sell-off day. Of course, we also can expect a little bit of a bounce back, which seems to be what is happening this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely seeing that now with a lot of green on the screen this morning. Let's jump into it, guys, because we have a lot to go through. So let's start with the first five or so, and then we'll hop around. Again, it's going to be one of those days where I probably would look at my usual suspects that we like to keep an eye on. So, but let's see what the first few have on here for us. CHNR is the first one on deck, and this CHNR, if I could type correctly. Up 38% this morning, 9.3 million shares traded already has been halted. I'm sorry, hard to borrow. as you can see here, as high as 1150, back down to around 7. So low flow stock sitting well below a million shares flow. So again, just from, as soon as I see that, it won't be anything I will take very serious as far as trading opportunities. Peter, clearly in play today, tons of volume. What's the latest and greatest?
Yeah, this is an odd one a little bit because it's China Natural Resources Inc. I don't think we've ever traded this before. Definitely a low float at 500,000 shares, and it's oddly small. It's only got a $6 million market cap, which for a company called China Natural Resources Inc., I just would have assumed it would be a massive company. But there's no news. Like there's no analysts follow it. There's really no news. I mean, the last news I've got is from June. So I don't really know what's happening with this thing. I mean, it would make sense that it's sort of following the sort of tariff type news that we were talking about. But other than that general assumption, um, I don't know what to make of it. To trade it, Carlos, I don't know. I can't imagine trading this thing. But there's some of them that just move so well, right? These little low floats. You know, when you get 500,000 shares in your float and you've already traded 9.5 million, I mean, it's in play and it's jumped up, as you said, sitting up 41% here this morning, and it's been up much farther than that. It hit a high of over 11. So, yeah, it could be fun if you like the low floats.
Yeah, if it's your cup of tea, definitely could be interesting this morning. Let's continue on down, guys. BE, we've seen this ticker before plenty of times on our list. Today they're high flying. They're Bloom Energy up 28%. Look at this chart here, as high as 118, right back down to 111 at the moment. But this thing is crushing it today, Peter.
Yeah, and they agreed to a new $5 billion partnership with Brookfield Asset Management to construct factories to supply compute and energy for artificial intelligence. I read that very specifically because I saw this exact statement written in two different articles. So let me read it again. They're partnering with Brookfield Asset Management. It's a $5 billion partnership to construct factories to supply compute and energy for artificial intelligence. Either this headline was written by a very bad artificial intelligence or someone who doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. What is a factory to supply compute or a factory to supply energy? Isn't that a power plant? Is what are anyways, I it just the language in that one headline, which again I've seen repeated twice, just seems very odd to me. So whatever's going on, it's a $5 billion deal with Brookfield, and it's about AI. That's really all we need to know.
Yeah. There you go. As simple as it possibly can be, right, Peter? Um,
Yeah.
I'm telling you that the action looks interesting. Not a low flow today. Are you gonna have it on your list?
I've you know, it's funny. All the times we've seen this, never put it on my list. It actually, I mean, it doesn't look bad this morning.
Yeah.
2.5 million shares. The price action has been pretty consistent since about 7:30 this morning. Maybe today's its day. And we'll have to see. If something better comes along, Carlos, I'd be pretty quick to, push it off the list for something else. But at the moment, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to add it to my secondary list here, friends. And we'll take a look at it in a couple of minutes. Right now, the pre-market action does look very good, and the volume looks awesome. All right, heading back to tradingterminal.com, where you get your scanners and other tools for you to trade, like our brand new Atlas. So definitely head on there and check that out. MTEX. Oh no, hold on. Skipped a few. Things are moving around a little bit here.
Yeah, you did.
Ace, yeah, because this BE was up here, now it's way down. So some things moving around here. ACON moving up the list. ACON. See what's going on here. Clarion.
Clarion, yeah.
Yeah, up 31% this morning. 2.6 million shares traded, as high as 18, back down to 11. So it's lost a lot of ground from the pre-market session highs. And again, just coming back down here this at the moment. Float on this one, also another very low flow, well under a million shares float. So again, just not something I'm a fan of.
Yeah, and it's this is a medical devices company that have announced a new medical procedure at a conference. Why don't we just leave it at that? There's a bunch of those words that I'll struggle over that people like to laugh at me for trying to say, but bottom line, it's a new medical procedure using their devices that they announced at a conference.
There it is. Next on the list, friends, is going to be, or be back up. It was another one on here too. MTEX also bouncing around a little bit here. MTEX. So let's take a look at what's happening there. This one is up 24%. Oh, this looks so bad. This is so bad. Only 376,000 shares traded. It is a low flow under a million as well. Again, it's low flow central here. But the pre-market actually is just ugly. And part of it is probably due to the lack of volume. Mana Tech appears the name of the company, or at least a ticker.
Manatech, yeah, I know. Food distribution company. I have no idea what the news is. I don't see any news. Again, it's one of these ones that doesn't seem like it has any analyst following it. I have no idea why this suddenly appeared today.
Yeah, not sure, but I don't like it. Let's do one more, and then we're gonna hop around to the good stuff that we'll probably find better opportunities to consider here. So ABAT is the other one on the list. I think with that we do about the top 4 or 5 off this gap up list. Up 18% this morning. American Battery, what's the name? Technology. This daily also looks great. Has been rocking here from $2 middle of September. Looks like around $2.50 all the way to $8 this morning, 8.15. So Peter, clearly daily looks awesome. Pre-market action, not so great. It looks like it wants to start trading better over the last couple of minutes. We'll give it a little bit of time, but for the most part, not all that hot as far as the pre-market activity.
Yeah, and this would be rare earth metals adjacent, I suppose. American Battery Technology Company. That's a mouthful. Anyways, they basically have moved to the next stage of their project to put online a large lithium project to be able to mine and refine lithium. So yeah, as we know, we need a lot of lithium these days as we get more and more batteries out there trying to power big things like vehicles. Yeah, this puts American battery technology in the right spot for some market growth.
All right, there we go. I I like what you mentioned there. I don't like the ticker itself the way it's trading right now, so
No.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure
I,
about this one.
if you want to trade this, idea or this sector, probably some of the ones we've been talking about over the last 2 weeks are better. USAR, I notice is on our list. UAMY also on the list. So those are sort of the two of the go-tos, anyways. We've been talking about, and then they look decent again today. Both moving higher, compared to where they were on Friday and last week. So probably a better bet because at least at least they've got more sort of name brand recognition. Like they've just been around for a few more days. So that would be my advice if you really want to trade U.S. rare earth metals companies.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's stop here. And then this one, by the way, ABAT, not a low flow ticker, sitting at 77 million shares flow right over here. So again, if you like it, you can look at it. I think there's might be better things out there to look at. Peter, we'll stop here. Obviously, towards the bottom, we start seeing some of the names that we're more familiar with that we're probably going to want to watch today. But we'll go to you. Anything here that we have not covered yet that you like this morning?
I noticed on the Gap Up list we have Rocket Lab. It's one of our, occasional go-tos. Like the rest of the market, it had a down day on Friday, but I noticed it's gapping up. Nothing huge going on here, although I do like the headlines where they're like, "Could buying Rocket Lab today set you up for life?" There's a big statement, but anyways, and then your assemblage of random things. Micron is on the list. MU, that's weird. Taiwan Semiconductor. I mean, all of the semis are gapping up quite nicely this morning, so you can pretty much pick whichever one you want. I just happened to notice Micron first because it's up a little more than the rest. But Nvidia's up 3%, AMD's up 4%. So I think you semis once again in play. So I think we can safely trade those up or down. I'm not making an assumption as to the direction that they're going, but I think there's some trading opportunity. Other than that, Carlos, like we were talking about, pretty much everything is green. So if you really want to
Yeah.
trade to the top side, all the Magnificent Seven stocks. So that would be, your Teslas and your Apples, Amazon, Google, Meta, the whole gang. PLTR, of course, another one we talk about. It's up a little bit less than the rest, but it's still up. So yeah, I think you are free to pick whatever you want, pretty much.
Yeah. It's gonna be one of those days where trying to find something exclusively in play off this list might be very, very difficult. Because again, everything is just green. We got Bamba in there. You name it, it's green. So we'll look at some more user suspects. Some of the stuff you mentioned, I'm gonna be watching. Like AMD looks good today. AMD looks good. I like the daily on AMD here with the gap up they had not so long ago and just rebounding now. So that looks interesting as well. So we'll look at that. But let's see what's gapping down before we jump into some of the usual suspects. And we'll go to you guys as well to see what tickers you guys like this morning. TVR, let me see if I could type this right. TVRD is one that's on the list here. Look at this drop, 86%. T Vardy Therapeutics. There, man, huge drop here. Not a whole lot of volume, only less than a million shares traded so far, given the drop you're getting this morning. Peter, someone's getting fired clearly here. What's the latest and greatest?
Yeah, on a day where pretty much the whole market's up, you have to have done something especially bad to be gapping down, and if they're gapping down this much, you know it's a problem. One of their primary drug trial, an idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis trial, did not go well. It was in phase 2 trials and basically it did not meet its primary endpoint, which means more or less it failed. So yeah, that's really bad news. This just doesn't look that nicely tradable. Really bad news for the company. But look at the price. It dropped and then it's just flatlined. So I'm not going to go anywhere near it.
Yeah, it's not really tradable. We'll leave it alone. Next one is on here is SRRK. Another one with very light volume. Scholar Rock, I love the name, Scholar Rock Holdings, but they're down this morning, 15%. We've seen this ticker before. Normally does not trade very well. Does not get a lot of volume during the intraday action. So again, just not one I'm gonna watch.
Yeah, and this is one that I don't see a lot of. There doesn't seem to be a lot of formal news outlets that are following it, but out on the Twitter sphere, did we still have a Twitter sphere? Whatever we want to call it. Anyway, Stock Twits still exists out there.
Mm.
Looks like they did not get approval for a use of one of their key drugs. So it was not recommended for children or adolescents. And that's not good because that was one of the primary audiences they were looking for a drug that they were working on. And I'm trying to figure out what the drug was. The blah, blah, blah. The drug can only be used under a compassionate use program, meaning a client has to show that they cannot be adequately treated by any existing approved therapies for it to be used. So basically, it's a drug of last resort, which is not the designation they were looking for. So, anyways, so bad news for them. Another drug trial. It is Monday, so we're going to see a few of these, right? Both on the up and downside.
Yeah, absolutely. I again don't like this one. Fast is another one on here. This is Fast to Know. We spoke about this last week, I believe, or I feel like we spoke about this recently. Normally does not trade very well today. They are down a pretty significant, down 4.1, 281,000 shares traded. This stock doesn't trade well, so I usually don't even put it on my list, even when it's in play. Like today seems to be in play.
Yeah, they're like the only company that had earnings. So I noticed them on here. I was surprised that they made the gap down list, but they're probably there just because nothing else is gapping down. They did have earnings this morning. Met revenue, missed on earnings per share by a penny. So not a big sell-off. However, their guidance for the full year was below expectations, and that's why they gapped. You can see that they actually released their earnings really early here. It was just before 7 o'clock when they announced it. So, like you said though, Carlos, not usually a good trader.
Yeah, it's really not. And last one, since we cover all the gap down, might as well look at it. TEM is the only other one gapping down on this list. They're down 3.1 this morning, 679,000 shares traded. Um, Again, Tempest AI. I don't like it, Peter. You?
Yeah, no, we've seen this a couple of times. This Tempest AI, if for an AI company to be gapping down while everything else is moving up, would imply some really bad news. But I don't know. I mean, what is the news here? 22 hours ago, they got FDA clearance for its RNA-based IVD device and updates to its AI-driven diagnostic platform. That sounds like good news to me. I don't, yeah, I'm not quite sure why it's gapping down, Carlos, but that may be enough to, at least it's doing its own unique thing. Maybe there's an opportunity for recovery. It doesn't look great, to be honest. So, and that combined with not being able to find the news makes it pretty sketchy. But we're sort of short of really targeted things, other than generally everything's up. I might actually even just put it on a secondary list just to see what it's doing.
Yeah, yeah. All right, friends. There we have it. Peter, as far as gapping down, something that might not be on this list that you like this morning?
Well, not from a gap down perspective. Like you said, you're really hard pressed to find anything that's gapping down other than I said, like Bitcoin itself is moving down and the crypto. Oddly, a lot of those companies that have the crypto treasury strategies haven't yet really started to gap down. Some of them are sort of on the verge or on the edge. But they seem to be holding up surprisingly well. So, but as Jared pointed out in the chat room, it depends on which ones. Like I was focusing on Bitcoin, but he's right. I was just scanning the community here, and some of the other cryptocurrencies that are, like the smaller ones, really took a beating this over the course of the weekend, like being down quite significantly. So it seems to depend on what crypto you were trading and what you're in. Solana, we heard a lot of companies that had Solana treasuries. I mean, over the weekend, Solana went from about $220 down to a low of about 170. So $50 off that's a good significant movement. So and then some of the smaller ones moved even more. So and there's this big spike that happened some in the wee hours on the what is the date today? It's the 13th. So in the wee hours, like Saturday morning, it looks like everything sort of dropped really significantly. Just like a big spike down. Dogecoin, for example, dropped from 25 cents down to almost 12 cents before bouncing back up to 20. So yeah, it's a tough morning if you're waking up and saying, I had such a great weekend. Let me check the how my crypto stocks are doing or my crypto holdings. You may be disappointed.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that. Welcome back to Megan. She's so nice. She's like, I missed you all. Like, we know that's a lie, but she's so nice. Welcome back. Welcome back. We love to have you here,
That's a
Megan. It's
lie.
awesome. Yeah, it's a
We
lie.
like
But
the we,
yeah.
we like the lies. Lie to me, pretty.
Yes, it's a very white, white lie there. All right. But welcome back, Megan. Good to have you. All right, friends, let's go to you guys. See what you guys like this morning. Let's start here in our chat. So we'll start here with what tickers we do have. Let's see. All right, well, you guys put that together. Oh, Oklo. Oklo is nearing all-time highs. Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Yeah, yeah. Look,
yeah.
it's
It was
still.
on our gap up list.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was talking to people about Oklo this weekend and their church reactors. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for they just have to start actually producing one, right? And going online. I yeah, it's I mean, it's still in the news. It still makes sense. We still need power for all of these AI data centers. So, there's a need, and
Mm-hmm.
they've been in this conversation for almost a year now. So, waiting for the something amazing, I guess.
Yeah.
When are they going to
Um,
start producing?
they actually traded very well on Friday. Look at Friday's action. Not bad. I remember you guys called it out, but I did not have it on deck. Gonna put it on my main list today. See what comes out of it this morning. As it looks, this day looks awesome. Looks like it wants to retest some of those all-time highs there. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's continue here. What else we have? MP. I know MP continue. I saw it on the list as well. Continues to move higher here. Did trade well on Friday. Today we are up 10% here, 2.4 million shares traded. Peter, maybe today is the day we get our revenge back on MP. I'm gonna put it on a secondary list. We will get revenge on this ticker eventually, but we'll put it on the secondary list.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm not vengeful at all. So if there's a trading opportunity in it, fine. It's amusing, but yeah, I'm not. We'll
I'm going
see.
after it. I'm going after
Yeah,
so hard. Yeah.
yeah,
For me and you, Peter. I'll take them for the team.
yeah.
But no, jokes aside, we'll see what happens. It actually does look decent as far as the daily. The pre-market action needs a little more time, right? Day looks nice as it breaks out. Pre-market, we know the stock actually, I think it was I forgot what day last week, did trade very well. Was it Friday? I don't remember if it was Friday, but we had a couple of days where it starts off rough like this and then it takes off with volume. So let's see what happens. Today is a good day probably to keep it on the secondary list there. I see a lot of you guys throwing out open. Let's take a look at open. Up 2.8, 4.5 million shares traded. We got tons of volume on this one. I don't know. I watched this before. I have traded it before as well. I'm not a big fan. Usually I prefer to watch other things, Peter. I'm not sure how you feel about open, but it has been in play many times. It has given traders a lot of opportunities. I usually like to go somewhere else though. Again, that's just my personal view.
Usually like to go to another ticker. You mean?
Like I'll rather watch another ticker opposed to this one. Like if there's a lot of stuff to select, this is not going to be the one that makes the list.
Yeah, the very very true, very fair. Yeah.
Yeah, but people like it. I see a lot of traders put on the list and they do well. So if you like it, friends, not saying it's not a good ticker. I won't say that. Just for me, it's not my go-to on this one. So what else? Rigetti Spaghetti gave us a lot of action last week, man. And this daily, you can see it here. The party seems to continue as we got 2.8 million shares traded right now. Pre-market action, again, very active, up 4.1. I like it. And it's been trading very well. I got to say, it's been trading very nice. It's been giving us a lot of opportunities. I am going to add it to our list today. Peter, do you like this one?
I haven't paid a lot of attention to it. Friday it was moving down with the rest of the market. I didn't see anything special. Very choppy. At least I found it. The price action impossible to read at the open. So no, I don't particularly like it compared to me. I go back to the basics, as most people know by now. So I'd rather go back to an Nvidia or EMD long before, or Tesla or PLTR before I'd look at my good buddy Regretti, as I've now decided to call him.
Regretti. So you mentioned AMD. I do like AMD's daily today and what they have going on here. So I will put this one on the list. With that, friends, you could look at NVIDIA. It looks exactly the same given yesterday's action. If we take a look at Tesla, exactly the same. They all have a similar activity. The drop into Friday's close and even after hours, and then the pop this morning right into this area, kind of going sideways, right? So if you look at, this is Tesla. This is AMD, right? I mean, you can't tell right on the lines that I just drew. This is NVIDIA. I mean, it's just exactly the same. And I think this is because of this guy, the SPY, right? The overall market. If I put the market, same thing. The lines are right on the price action, right? So they're all doing something very similar. Pick your favorite out of all of those. I am going to go with AMD this morning as the one in the main list. But you can look at, of course, NVIDIA and some other ones. And I am going to look at Tesla as well. Tesla's one of the ones that I would like to keep an eye on this morning. Let's see what else, friends. POTR looks exactly the same. Again, all of them with the sales from the sell-off from Friday, all of them doing the exact same thing this morning. Anything else? Octavio is giving us TSM. TSM, another one. I prefer to watch MU if I'm going to watch something. I know TSM can trade very well, and we've seen it move. But when I think of TSM, like that heavy semiconductor company, I'd rather watch MU for me personally, right? So pick your favorites. MU is one that is in play today, maybe a secondary list. But again, TSM is not usually the one that I will add on to the list. Unless they have individual news, right? We see in the situations where they have individual news and then they're driving the semiconductors market. In this case, it's the overall market moving together. So they're not really moving on their own here. All right, what else? I think that kind of covers it, right? Yeah, friends. Let's stop here. Again, today you could pick. You could just throw a dart at this list here, and you'll probably find something that is going to trade with the overall market because everything is reacting just to the overall market. How about Baba? My good buddy Baba. I am waiting for the day that Baba starts trading well so I can start adding it to my list. But right now, it's just doing whatever the overall market is doing. So with that, I got better tickers that I can look at to follow the overall market direction. So, all right, let's stop here, friends. Let's go over to not tradingterminal.com, although you could go over to tradingterminal.com. But right now, I want you to go over to bearbootraders.com. If you click on webinars, you can see what's happening for the next 2 weeks. Today is Monday as we kick off this week. And Peter's going to let you know what's scheduled and happening today.
Yes, yes, sir. Monday, my goodness, another week is upon us, and that means that we have another slate of activity, webinars, and informational sessions. Starting with our onboarding type classes today. This is where we get those that might have joined over the weekend that are new to the community. We give them what they need to get themselves up and running. We start over the course of the day with Nathan's order map session. This is the Atlas tool that we've been talking about and how you can best use it. Well, Nathan knows, and he's going to share that information with you in the webinar room. That's at noon. And then tonight we have our onboarding class. That onboarding class is a great opportunity for anybody that's just joined, wants to get started. You need to know where to start, how to start. What to do to start? Well, Carlos will share all those answers with you, and that will be in the onboarding room for all members. Even if you've been here for a while, maybe you're not getting started, maybe you're just trying to figure out, you know what, I need to sort of rethink this a little bit. Then that would also be a good place to go do that. That's at 8 o'clock once again in the onboarding room. If you want to join us, well, Carlos mentioned Trading Terminal. It's a great place for data and information. Go there if you want to follow the markets live during the day, or even just to get information at any time of the day. But if you want to be part of a community that'll help you trade, bearbulltraders.com is the place to go. Scroll down and you can see the different membership options. I think we still have our fall sale going on, so you can take advantage of a discounted rate on the Elite Annual. That's available for you again once on the website at bearbulltraders.com. Carlos.
All right. Thank you, sir. AVGO, guys, we're just talking about this in chat, taking off here, exploding up 11, almost 12% there, 1.7 million shares trade. So let's find out what the news is on this one. Yeah, we'll add it to the list, and then by the time we get to that one, we'll see what's going on here. So AVGO. All right, let's get some levels in place. Oh, AVGO. There we go. Let's get some levels in place, and then we might have some time to look at more tickers. So AVGO, I'm sorry, Oklo, start there. Oklo this morning in play up 7.8. Did trade well on Friday. If you look at the intraday action, it did move very well. Reminder, this ticker, you do not need to take a boatload of shares. It can move very, very rapidly. Seriously? JC Trader, OpenAI, AVGO partnership. OpenAI is just in bed with everyone. I love it. Okay. Let's confirm that. That's insane. Oh man, OpenAI. Wow, did not expect that one. 159.80 is the high of the pre-market on Oklo. The low of the pre-market 154 on Oklo here, and then below that, highs and lows for the last two trading days, doing an amazing job. This is your all-time highs. There's nothing else to see here as we are all set up. So nothing else to see as far as Oklo towards the top. But looks good there. Like the way it's been trading the last couple of days. Let's hope that continues. Again, I keep reminding you guys, do not need to take a boatload of shares. You could take 100 shares in this thing and do very well, right? It's going to move $2, $3 if you're going to get the move that you're looking for. Rigetti Spaghetti here, our good buddy, 46.75 is the high of the pre-market, the low at $45. And then if you look at intraday action, you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days, doing pretty good. Previous day close. So we'll see how this one trades. Again, all September into this month, this stock has just become a monster, guys. A monster. Look at the increase in volume on the daily. Look at the moves that we've been getting, and it has not stopped, right? The momentum to the top has slowed down, but the actual intraday movements have been pretty significant. You can look at those days there from 44 to 48. almost 50. So that's a lot of movement for a stock sitting at that price range. So definitely going to keep an eye on that one. Hopefully we can get some good movement out of that one. Next I have is AMD, and we'll look at AVGO in a few minutes here. So I have that on my main list also. AMD here, high of the pre-market 224.42. As you're thinking about AMD, think about MU, think about TSM is also on the gappers list, NVIDIA, all these semis are in play. I'm going with AMD based on my main list, based on the gap up we had not so long ago, right? So I love this gap up here. I love the daily as well, the way it's been moving. I mean, this stock's been moving like $20, $30 on some of these days here. So, I mean, that is really, really impressive. Peter, I know you taking some action on this AMD and as well. So yeah, so definitely worth watching here. So as far as the daily highs and lows of the last two trading days, doing a pretty good job there. You're surrounded by all of this little island we're up here. So I don't think you need to really add anything else. Tesla, let's see here. Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
You mentioned AVGO. I don't
Yeah.
know if that was. Did that make your list? Oh yeah, it is on there.
All right, it's on my list. Yeah, yeah.
I like how, I was reading this headline while you were doing that, and it maybe reminded me of the fact how we like to talk about things that we really don't know what we're talking about, but we forget that we don't know what we're talking about. So, the headline is OpenAI and Broadcom announced a strategic collaboration to deploy 10 gigawatts of custom OpenAI designed AI accelerators. Wow, 10 gigawatts. And then I started thinking, what does that mean? What is 10 gigawatts? Does anybody here actually know? Like, is that 5 OpenAI custom designed processors? Is it 5,000? Is it 5 million of them? And besides which, why are we measuring things in gigawatts? Like, I could deploy a 10 gigawatt solution. I'll give you a giant light bulb that'll produce a lot of heat and light, but not a lot of intelligence. So what does 10 gigawatts actually mean? Anyways, I find it fascinating that we the headlines talk in these things like they're assuming that everybody's like knows what it is. We're supposed to be impressed, even if we have no idea what it actually means.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Let's see here. Yep. So we'll see. Definitely reacting to it pretty nicely here, up as high as 372 on my list. We'll see how it goes in just a second. Let's go back to Tesla. So Tesla here, we are stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days. Right now, tons of volume, 3.4 million shares traded. Low of the pre-market on Tesla, we're looking at a 340. Let me get you the daily here. 419.25 is the low of the pre-market, and the high is pretty close to the lows from Thursday. Would have been this line right over here, just under it. We'll call this one a 425.65. So 425.65, just below that, and then you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days and the previous day close as well. So you got plenty of stuff on there for Tesla. AVGO as it continues. Yeah, Peter.
Yeah, I like how people are now providing, helping me out by telling me what a gigawatt is. So Kevin D gives a whole breakdown of what a gigawatt. It's 1 billion watts. All right, thanks. But what? I mean, I know what a gigawatt is. I'm just saying, how does that actually measure AI capacity or efficiency? It's consuming a lot of energy. Great. But is it doing it effectively? That was sort of my light bulb analogy. I guess the point I was trying to get at. Like, we have no idea, right? I can't tell you what an AI processor is supposed to consume. And again, just because it's consuming power doesn't mean it's actually doing anything useful. It could just be a highly inefficient processor. So, in any event, there you go. I get it's not a rant against gigawatts. I'm probably not ranting against gigawatts. I'm more ranting against. Anyway, never mind. I'm ranting. Let's move on. We have time. It's a holiday for me, guys. Sorry, I'm in like holiday mode.
It's all good, my friend. It's all good. Yeah. Let's see here. Well, AVGO. Yeah, AVGO. So let's take a look here. What's happening? Again, how tradable is going to be? I don't know. We got the volume. We got the pop. This is not one of the easiest stocks to trade. There's no question. But today we'll watch it because I do like this pop. I do like the excitement people are getting on this thing. So it's worth taking a look at. High of the pre-market, 172 on the dot there. Towards the bottom, the low is right at a 332. 90. So right over here with slammy level there, and then right between the highs and lows, well, right below the price action at the moment, there is this nice level here in the day. Look at that. Look at that beautiful support happening there. 358 at 38. You definitely want to mark that there. In the pre-market, we're seeing some kind of pullback to this area. Let's see if that's going to become a support again here in the intraday. And once you do that, I think you're pretty set. These did not get to all-time highs, or did it? Pretty close. All-time highs a little bit higher, sitting at
A little bit higher.
374. Yeah, at 374.06. I'll call it that, but it could be a different number. But yeah, a little bit higher
423.
than, yeah, so a little bit higher than where the price is right now as it pulls back into the pre-market from the pre-market highs at the moment. So, all right, there it is, Peter. What is our team watching? Then we'll be ready for our traders.
All right, yeah. Moderators are starting to get their list in, although it's a little slow here on this Monday morning. I can tell you that Thor is going to be watching Apple and AMD. I got my list. I'll be watching NVIDIA, Tesla, and AMD, of course. PLTR, Bloom Energy, just because we talked about it, I figured it might be in there. I put TSM, but I actually meant to put TEM. Maybe there's a Freudian slip. Maybe I now need to watch TSM. And Rocket Labs. We didn't really talk much about Rocket Lab, but it's also on the gap up. And with this conversation, I might also keep an eye on Broadcom, AVGO, but that's too big of a list, so I'll have to figure it out. Eamon's got his list in. He's watching Bubba, maybe for a move long, and then Mara as well. Andrew watching Nvidia, AMD, Tesla, Broadcom, and RGTI. Megan just getting back into the swing of things, but we're glad to have her back. And Jared is going to be watching Broadcom, Nvidia, AMD, and precious metals. He's going to be watching gold, silver, and he'd watch bronze if he could. That's weird. Bronze isn't well, I guess bronze isn't a real metal, is it? It's an amalgam.
Mm,
But anyways, it's an alloy, yeah. It's like tin and copper and a bunch of stuff. Anyways, all right.
makes sense. Makes
Vibranium,
sense.
yes. I want to watch Vibranium to trade that little adamantium while we're at it. Anyways, yeah.
Awesome, friends. All right, we're all set. List Oklo, Rigetti, AMD, Tesla, AVGO, and on the secondary list, BE, MU, and MP. Only two letters tickers on the secondary list today. Yeah, there it is. Not sure what to expect, friends. Anything else we might have been missing, Peter? I think we're good to go. If our traders are ready,
I think we got a
guys
good
can hop
list.
on in. Yeah.
Yeah, we got it covered, guys. I mean, it's another another week out here in the old market mines. So whatever you do, just trade smart. I mean, I think it feels like there's going to be a lot of opportunity here in the markets today, but we are setting up for an inside day, that big downward move on Friday, and here we're gapping higher, but it puts us smack in, like, you just have to look at a SPY chart or a Q daily chart and just look, we're literally right in the middle of that candle from Friday. So we're just sitting right in the center of everything, which means that we might not get. I mean, it gives us a lot of range to play with, but it might be a little bit of a quieter day than the big moves we had last week. We'll have to see. I'm still enthusiastic. I think we're gonna have a good week, but maybe that's the holiday talking. So happy Thanksgiving again to any Canadians out there. If you're not Canadian, you don't care. So.
We care about your holiday. Happy Thanksgiving
I
to you,
mean,
man.
you care for me. I appreciate that. But,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything to you.
Agreed. 100%, like I will say. All right, let's see. What do we have here? Friends, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube if you haven't done so. It does mean a lot to us. It helps the channel a ton. As we wait for our traders to log into the chat, and then we'll leave with the best of the best there, Andrew and Brian. If you guys want to see those guys trade live, Peter told you how to get in there. Just go to bearwithtrades.com, scroll down to the bottom, and you can see these juggernauts, man, trade. And they're awesome with the live trades. So take a look at that. All right.
I like, it's funny as we get people talking about, different elements, periodic table elements, then of course the fair ones. I like the fact that there's so many of them that have been invented that don't exist, and apparently you just put IUM at the end of anything, and you've now created a new element. So So I, I
Yeah.
I think people need to start trading some Carlosium and maybe some Ethereum. Yeah.
Yeah,
So there you go. We
look
got
at
some
that.
Ethereum and some Carlosium out there that we're going to mine, and we're going to make a fortune.
Sounds great, man. Oh man, good stuff, good stuff. Um, all right, we'll see. Actually, you know what? Let me prepare my list now so I'm ready to rock and roll once we do the switch over. I have
I like it,
a
John.
couple.
Bearbullium. Yeah. We got to get us some of that Bearbullium elements.
I like it. Oh, since we got some time, you know what I saw? I was in the city the weekend. You gotta love New York, man. New York is, it's
What's going on in New York?
it's interesting. What's not going on in New York? There's something always happening. So I was in Port Authority and ran into this, and this made me smile. I had to stop and take a video. I'm like, this is nice. This made me smile here with the dancing bunnies. How can you not love that? Look at the purse. Look at the purse.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like
Wow.
gotta love New York, man. It's a lot of fun. That's in Times Square, and they got the dancing. I should ask if he's selling those. I would have bought one. Should have had it here in the office.
Yeah, you should have,
Yeah,
and you didn't get one.
I didn't get. I was in a rush, so it was just me. I was in a rush. I was like, yeah, I should
I
have
don't know,
stopped
man.
and
If you had time to stop and take a video, you had time to buy one.
yeah, I know. I couldn't leave without the video, but and I thought about it after. Like I went out and walked away. I thought about, oh man, maybe he's selling those, but I didn't see no sales sign there. If he was selling those, I would have. I didn't see like a price tag or something, so I'm not sure.
Whatever the price was, it's probably one of those things that it'll work for about 2 days after you buy it, and then it's
Yeah, yeah.
just
And you
another
just
one of those
remember.
paperweights in your house.
You just remember how it used to work. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like anything my kids get from where they love. They love going to Five and Below. They love this place. I mean, it's just toys everywhere. But these toys will work for like 2 days, and that's it. So,
Yeah.
all right, friends. My list is ready. Oklo, Rigetti, AMD. What else I have here? Tesla and AVGO. So, see what we get. Peter, how was your weekend?
It was very good. We did a whole bunch of little things this weekend. My wife and I went on dinner and a movie date on Friday, so that was good. We went to friend's cottage on Saturday, so spent all day at friend's cottage. Sunday, came back and played pickleball. We made our Thanksgiving dinner, had that. I went over to a buddy's house, watched the Jays game, which they lost. And yeah, that's about it. That was enough. Pretty
All
busy.
right. If you buy cheap, you buy twice. 100%. I am not one to buy cheap stuff. My wife, on the other hand, thinks I spend too much. All right, let's. I see Brian. Brian's on. Good morning, Brian. We will let you to it, my friend. Have a great trading day. We'll see you guys in chat a little bit later.
All right. All right. Making the switch over to headphones myself.
Yep, yep. Yeah, so my wife, now she likes to buy cheap, but she's a more cautious spender. She asks the question, "Do you really need that?" She's that. Do you really need to get that? Um,
Who's this? Your wife or?
my wife, yeah, she's more cautious as far as
Yeah,
spending. Like she'll be like, "Okay, do you really need it? You
yeah.
think about it first." Um, I'm not an impulsive
I was
buyer,
gonna
but when
say
I
that because
want
that doesn't
something
sound
pretty
like a
bad,
kid.
yeah, yeah. When I want something, I'm like, let's just get it. You know. No, my kids, yeah, they don't. They have no.
It it's
It's not
funny,
working.
I find consumerism funny because, I do the same thing, Carlos. Like it's amazing to me. Like we will without thought, right? I will happily buy takeout dinner for the family and I'll spend like $200, right? Oh, let's do it, man,
Mm-hmm.
guys, my treat. I'll buy you dinner. And we buy takeout and something that we could have easily made at home, but we're just too lazy or whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I will obsess for weeks over a $50 purchase. You know, should I get it? Should I not? Do I really need this thing? Should I get this thing? It's amazing the different categories your brain puts things into where you're like, ah, I'm not sure. Or a book. I'm like, yeah, should I buy the book? Should I not buy the book? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You know, and then I think about it for a long time and I'm like, I blew $200 without even thinking about it on a meal that was like gone and over in, in an hour. And yet, something that would last a long time that's arguably more value. I spent forever thinking about it. Anyways, I always find that weird.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Um, Question is, did my wife not let me get the bunny? No, no, my wife was not with me when I was in the city this weekend, but she would not fight over me getting the bunny. She'd probably encourage it. Yeah. Bunny was cute. Bunny was cute. If my daughters were with me, then I'd have to buy. They weren't with me. If they were with me, I would have to buy like two or three. So yeah, that's how it goes. But you're so right, Peter. Like we will. Food takes its own category. You go to a restaurant, spend a couple of
Yeah.
$100 with a group of people, no problem. And then to spend something, it's so interesting the way that works.
Yeah. But even not food, just between different things, I find there's some things where you just buy and you don't even worry about it. Like, I don't know. I mean, when people buy a car, this always drives me nuts, right? So you buy a car and you're like, well, I want to get the upgraded, right? I want to get the extra features. So you'll say, you get the upgraded package when you buy a new car, and all the thing is different is a little bit of trim. They put a higher end stereo in it, and I don't know, tinted windows. I don't know, something crazy like that. But that's an extra $4,000 or $5,000 on the price of a car. And I'm thinking, if I tried to sell you a $4,000 stereo, there is no way in hell that you would ever pay for it. Like,
Right.
I could
Right.
not come up with a compelling argument for you to buy a $4,000 stereo. But if it's an upgrade to a vehicle, sometimes we pay these extraordinary prices for these upgrades that, frankly, are arguably absolutely
Not
not
they're
worth it.
not
And
worth
yet,
it. Not worth it. Yeah.
no, but then we'll obsess again over the $100 purchase of something else, and I'm like, what? I don't understand. Like, it really doesn't make sense, but we all do it
Hmm.
in one way or the
Yeah.
other. So,
They always get me with the winter package. With the Auto Star and the rugs, the weather mat, weather tech rugs. They always get me with those.
yeah,
I asked the guy, well,
yeah.
just give me the
Well, they
rugs. Like,
know.
I
They
can't give
know.
you the rugs. I got to give you everything. Like, no, but I just want the rubber mats. Can you give me that? He's like, nah, it's got to come with the package. I'm like, come on, man.
Well, they know, like, if you're buying a car or a house, they know they can throw in all sorts of upgrades. Because if you're like, like, you're buying a $500,000 house or a $200,000 house, and they're like, they can sell you $5,000 of upgrades because you're like, oh, just put it on the mortgage. What the hell? Does it matter if it's
Hmm.
200,000 or 205,000? Like, who cares, right? So you'll
Yeah.
buy
Yeah.
stuff that the upgraded faucets or whatever that you won't even be able to tell the difference once they're
Hmm.
installed. Anyways, all
Facts.
right,
Facts.
let's get to training. I got to get my platform set up here for the morning. Got to get my clock. We got just under 6 minutes. All right, what am I going to focus on? I have so many. I actually have too many things on my list here.
What was your list?
Um,
Your list here. There it is. Well, you don't have that much. Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, PLTR, BE, TSM, Rocket Lab. Not bad. I seen you have a bigger list than
not
this.
bad. I have. I also Broadcom, since we mentioned it,
Yeah,
because they got 10 gigawatts worth of power being deployed,
absolutely.
which
I don't know how
apparently
well that's gonna
is
trade.
enough to
That
go.
might not trade.
Yeah,
Well.
probably not, but
All right, I got my Atlas open. I
yeah.
didn't forget this time. So Atlas is on deck, my friends, up and running. Um,
Oh yeah,
and
thank you for the
yep,
reminder.
yes, we're working Atlas into our rotation. Like, right, we're not used to it, me and Peter, because we never use any of these other book map tools. But now we're working it in, and we gotta remind
Hmm.
ourselves to bring that there. So
What are we gonna do today? I don't know which way. I don't. When the opening bell rings, I don't know what direction the market's gonna move. Like, obviously we're
yeah,
moving higher now, but are we gonna continue? I don't know.
not sure. We and we
I
gotta look
don't
out for
have a
news
great.
too. Um,
Yeah.
No, Trump
Yeah,
was
it's true.
on.
News out of the White House could,
Yeah,
especially, could move this market. So
yeah.
anyone
Trump
out
was
there who
on for like an
follows,
hour and change this morning on his speech in Israel. So I know now he's going to, I think, meeting with Dubai or something. So, oh, he's going to Egypt now. So we'll see what maybe comes out of those speeches or meetings.
wow,
So,
who is? Sorry.
Trump, he was on with,
Oh, oh,
in Israel, he was on for like an hour. He's out there today.
really?
Early
Okay.
on, yeah, it was like not even 8:30 yet.
Oh,
So,
well, I guess that would be midday and
mm-hmm.
there, So
So
okay,
we'll see.
very cool. All right, well, so that might keep things quieter if he's traveling the world, especially that it's the trading day is be the middle of the night or at least evening over there. So
Yep, yep.
all right, so what am I thinking of for the open? I don't have any heavy thoughts here. I just
Yeah,
have to
Ben,
watch.
finally.
I'll watch a direction for Nvidia. Nvidia is usually good for some moves at the open, one way or the other.
Yeah, T-Man, MP's on the list, on the secondary list. I mean, am I really gonna watch it? We'll see. But the secondary list today. Okay. AMD's pre-market looks great. Like it has a lot of movement this morning, tons of volume. I think that's what I'm gonna be looking at pretty closely today. Yeah, AMD for sure. See how it goes, man. I don't. Feels
Thinking,
weird today. Feels weird.
Loom, it does. I'm feeling very uncertain, but maybe, yeah, I don't know if it's me or the market. It's probably just me, but Rocket Lab is getting a big move down right now. I'm
Whoa.
watching Bloom Energy. I'm thinking Bloom Energy might be good for a Rising Devil moved here. If we can get a pop up and then a drop. The problem is it's NYSE traded. It's on the New York Stock Exchange, which means I've got to wait for the volume to come in. They're a little less certain of a trade than the stuff that trades on the Nasdaq if you're trying to do that open.
Mm. I gotta remember my settings. I done this a couple of times, and every time I come here, I forget what I liked. So I gotta, when I'm done setting it up, I gotta take a screenshot so I can bring it right back to those next time. Because now I can't find the way I had it. Um,
1 minute to the market open. You want to increase the
all right.
sensitivity, Carlos? I aggregate for
Yeah.
10 levels, 10 bid and ask
Oh, do you do
levels.
10?
That's what yeah, I do.
Yeah. See, that looks good.
'Cause
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
that's 10 cents at a time, right? That basically tells you
Okay.
whether you're doing 5 cent or 10 cent increments. Depends on
And
what you're
then,
looking at, right? If it's a really high
yeah.
price stock, you might want to go even higher, but
And the bid levels, what do you do there? Bid and ask.
I usually go 40. I want to see as much as
40.
possible.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, see, it starts to look better. Okay. Very nice.
The key is increase the sensitivity.
What do you do? I got 1.5. You do more?
Oh no, no. Oh yeah, four. I got 4.6 right now. You'll see a big difference. You move it up 3/4 of the way
Uh,
up there. You start to see a
yeah,
lot
yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it does look better. Yep. Very nice, very nice.
All right,
Okay. Like
here we
it.
go, guys.
Here it
Opening
is.
bell. Opening bell. I am watching Bloom Energy, like I said. I was thinking a pop up and then a drop would be good on Bloom Energy. See, with no volume yet. It had volume right before the open, and it may not get a pop up. It might just
You thinking
yeah. It
long?
looks like it's just dropping. No, short. I was thinking a short
Sure.
on
I
it,
like that.
but
Oh,
it's gotta wait
I
here.
might jump in with you on that if you go short.
Nothing yet though, because I need the
Yep.
pull up and then the drop. And it's the spread is very big. It's like $1 spread on it, so
Mm.
it's not that's not great.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with the shares on this one. Like I'll probably manually type this one in because it can move. It can move a lot. I think we're going down, Peter. But this is not my trade. But I think this is dropping like it's hot here. There it is. Oh man. 1 minute engulfing. It looks so weak. Oh, maybe not. My goodness. This is difficult to trade.
Yeah. Yeah.
But here's the pop you're looking for.
Yeah. I admit I did try and go short and I got stopped out, so that didn't work out. I
This
thought I
is
didn't want to miss it.
wild. Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, look at that move higher now.
With such little volume, man. That is dangerous. What's the spread on this thing?
It's
Seems
pretty
like a
pretty
lot.
high. Yeah.
It's 50 cents. Now down back 28. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this one alone for now. It looks crazy. It's not trading as good as we thought as far as the price action. Um, all right, waiting for 3 minutes, friends, as usual, before I take a trade. Tesla, AMD trying to get above the VWAP. Rigetti broke out nicely. Oklo as well. Oh, Oklo, what a beautiful engulfing. 1 minute engulfing on Oklo. That is nice.
Oh man, that spread is crazy.
On which one? BE?
Oh, on Bloom Energy.
Yeah, it's 72 cents now. It went up to 72 cents. It's too much, man. And it's causing it to trade very, very weird. Um,
Yeah, like well, I can show you here on the screen. I actually traded it twice. Oh, see now it dropped. Damn it.
yes.
So I traded this twice, and you can see one is a full loss.
Yeah.
The other one, the other trade I got in up here with a stop at the high of the candle. When it dropped down like a buck 50, I put my stop at break even. And the spread
Mm-hmm.
is so big that my break even stop, look where I got stopped out. Like that's 70 cents below my entry. But
That's
that was a
exactly what the
break even
spread was.
stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it obviously
Wow.
had hit my stop, but I got a favorable fill, so that's good because I could have been easily filled 70 cents above my break even,
Yeah.
but anyways, but it stopped me out and I didn't get my money back.
I like
Unfortunately.
it for a short here, man, but it's trading so erratic. But I do like it for a
I
short
know.
BE. But it's not. It's. I don't think I can stomach the way this thing is moving. It's like right here, this kind of engulfing. Let's see how the 5 minute ends. Let's wait a minute. Let's wait a minute for the 5 minute to end. Let's not rush it. But I do think that BE might be coming back down to reality here. I think there might be a drop back to at least 100. That's a $5 move. So it just tells you don't got to take a boatload of shares on this thing. Be very, very careful. Uh, AMD is looking good for 5 minute ORB breakdown as well below the VWAP. I'd rather trade AMD to be honest. I think AMD might be where it's at. That's looking really good for a sell off. So 5 minute ORB. Hopefully doesn't run too much on us here. Hopefully sticks around in this area. So we're close to the VWAP breakdown. Rocket Lab 1 minute ORB. I'll look at that in a second. I want to see how that played out, but I like AMD here. BE is going to drop to, I think. Looks like it wants to. So here's the 5 minute mark. Uh, this might hurt, but I'm gonna go short BE. But this might hurt just a little bit. So I'm short BE for the 5 minute RB breakdown. I love this pop and drop here. Let's see if we can get going. It needs to happen quickly though. If it doesn't happen quickly, I'm gonna bail on it. It's gotta happen really, really quick. Gotta get the momentum and keep going. Start losing some ground here on BE. It's taking too long.
Yeah,
It's taking
it's not
too
great.
long.
It's tough to tell because it's a
Mm.
NYSE stock, so it doesn't trade the
Yeah,
same way.
yeah,
So
yeah. See, look at this pullback. It's so aggressive. My stop is, I don't want to see it go above the VWAP, but I don't think I want to wait to get that much, right? So again, guys, careful with the number of shares. I'm not taking my, you don't gotta take a regular size in this thing. Like, don't go into it with 500 shares. It's not advisable. Well, depending on your risk. If you got to, you got that type of appetite and risk management, fine, but just be careful. All right, let's see here. How did AMD do? Did I pick the wrong stock? Oh, I did. AMD, a beautiful 5-minute RB breakdown on AMD. Just beautiful. Oh, man. Come on. What a beautiful breakdown. BE, why can you follow suit? Yeah, nice. AMD. BE, if you don't work out, we're going to have problems. Because I picked you over AMD. Okay, come on. There it is. Nice settle, nice drop. We need more than this, though, to make it worth our while. Because our stop was literally like 107.50, 108. So I want to get at least to 1R if we can. But I probably won't overstay my welcome. This ticker is just too wild. But I honestly think this ticker has the opportunity to get back down to like $98. Like I think it really does. I know
oh
it's
yeah,
far fetched, but
absolutely.
the way it's trading. Let me go back to AMD. Okay, AMD gave us a better move. This is a couple of parcels for me for the way I trade already. Couple of parcels for me on AMD. All right, BE. Let's break the 103. Let's break that 102, 102. Spread is
See,
so
does the
bad.
order book
60
tell us anything?
cents.
Yeah,
I have it up.
I'm in this with
It's
you.
yeah. You're in? Okay. Let's hope we get it, man.
I got actually got in before you had,
Okay, nice.
and
Did you get a partial already?
and then I no, because I went and I tried to add when it was dropping, and then I got this horrible fill on my ad. So that's
Well,
unfortunate for
yeah,
me.
you're gonna get a horrible. I got a horrible feel on this thing too. Like the spread is so bad. We're getting filled all over the place here. Um,
Yeah, I got filled like at the bottom of my candle here, and that's not where I thought I was adding. So, but
yeah,
it dropped so quickly.
it's taking way too long to drop, and the volume is just getting worse and worse. Yeah, Ham, I don't like this setup here at all. And since the spread is so bad, we could be at 108 so quickly. So I got to be careful to make sure I jump out. Even before probably getting to the VWAP because of the slippage you can have on this thing. So the AMD continue. It's trying here. Trying. This is so slow. All right, what are you guys doing? Amazon. Amazon. VWAP. Okay, I see that. Yep. Possible VWAP breakout. Even you're still within the 5-minute RB range though as well for this one. So a lot happening there. Come on, BE. All right, BE down to 104.
Yeah,
See if we can
I got
103.
back in BE because
Okay.
I want to get this move.
Yeah, we're gonna
I'm
get it.
hoping
I
that
hope we're gonna get it.
it
Hope
looks
we're gonna
like
get it.
oh,
Come on, just
the
drop.
spread is so bad on this
It's
thing.
bad. Yeah, 70 cents. I'm looking at it now. It's
I
70 cents.
I know. I just stopped at a break even. I don't like this price action.
No,
I'm out.
I
I'll
should.
take my loss and just say, all right, that's
Yeah.
not a great trade.
Look at that. You see just how that wick just appeared? That's not good. This is gonna
Yeah,
go long.
yeah.
This is gonna go
That's why I don't
higher.
like it. Sorry,
This
Carlos.
should.
I feel it's my fault because I made you pay attention to it. But
No, 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 no. I like what I saw. Um, and if I would have had a better entry, I would have had at
see,
least a partial now.
you asked me right before the market opened, what about Bloom Energy? I said normally I just ignore it. Now I know why. I see.
Now you know.
I should just ignore it because it's just too spready. Yeah.
Yes, it's so bad. Let's see how this candle ends. But right now, it's not looking anything really. It's not looking good, long or short. Like if I had to re-enter here, I wouldn't know which way to go. I wouldn't enter this trade here
Yeah.
because now it's just it can really go either way. There's no clear definition who's in charge at the moment. Here we had at least we had some downwards momentum. Nice 5 minute RB breakdown, excellent. If you look at the 5 minute, you see the selling pressures. The reason why I got in. Nice pullback on the way down, jumped in the trade, and we're just not able to break this 105, 102.50. So we'll see. See what happens. Spread is getting better, 30 cents. Maybe I got an opportunity to jump out a little bit earlier. I mean, not earlier, but I can actually jump out with a green tray here if I do that. Jeez, this is brutal. Yeah, nice break. Nice break here. A VI break on Amazon. Did you guys take it? So this is trading very, very well. Yes, that's awesome. So hopefully you guys took that trade on Amazon. I'm stuck watching BE very, very closely and intensely. You cannot pull away from this ticker. Like I can you cannot take your eyes off of it, that's for sure. This thing will
Yeah.
burn you so fast with that spread. All right, this story reminds me why we don't trade this ticker. Oklo up 10%. Rigetti not doing a whole lot. AMD looking to break here. So AMD looking nice. All right, here we go. BE trying to break that 103. Let's go, BE. Tesla, AVGO, nothing. Let's see, NVIDIA. Okay, here it is. BE going back down below 104. Just lose it. NVIDIA is choppy. Who mentioned NVIDIA? See this. So NVIDIA VWAP. Yeah, see, but this VWAP, if you look at my video, I don't like the VWAP breakouts when they're just consolidating right on the VWAP. It can still happen, but I prefer when they're coming up towards the VWAP. Like let's say this was the market open like this, coming up towards the VWAP. I prefer that type of setup first, right? But this could break out. Look at Amazon. Amazon also broke out. I think Amazon looks a little bit cleaner. Got a nice little drive coming right back to it. But it can happen. But Amazon has great volume right now. This thing is trading really, really nice. Atlas looks great on it too. You got a lot that's looking good there on Amazon. Man, good move. AMD back above the VF as well. And BE trying. We're trying. Still in this thing.
Yeah.
Come on, do it for the bunnies. Do it for the dancing bunnies.
Do it for the bunnies.
Yeah.
Why not?
Spread is so bad that even when the line is below my entry, sometimes the spread will jump up and my P&L goes red. Even though the price is below my entry.
Yeah,
That's how bad the P&L is. I mean the
yeah,
bad
I know
the spread is.
the spread is.
Like
Yeah.
it's crazy, crazy. I'm not used to seeing that. Usually when you're below your entry on the line, you're usually at least somewhat green. I don't like this pop here. That was her chance to break down. It really was. Oh, mm, longer we stay here, the more confident these buyers are gonna get. Got to break their confidence. BE.
All
Rigetti.
right, let's.
Oh, didn't we
I
have
think
POTR on the
Tesla's
list? We did not.
PLTR. No, we talked
Yeah.
about it briefly, but
Yeah.
it did make a drop off the open. It bounced back here now. I'm not seeing a lot that's really like strongly, it's got a strong
Yeah.
opinion. Nothing seems to
Yeah.
be moving strongly anywhere.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if I find something else if I'm stuck in BE. POTR, nice VWAP breakout here. I would have loved this move above the VWAP. So we got to wait a little more. At least I have to. But we'll have loved this setup here. It's a beautiful, breakout, pullback, and then confirmation. We'll love this above the VWAP though. Not saying this is not gonna work. Some people take it here. They'll take the long here. Not saying that's not gonna work, but that's not the way my setup, my strategy is written out. Looking close at B. Just battling here, trying to go back to 105, 105.30, 105.50. Let's see here. Might need to jump out of BE, but I want to pay attention to
Yeah,
PLTR.
BE's like you look at the order book, it really tells you this is not
Yes,
yeah,
not.
this is not the type of stock we would normally trade. Like even the
No, no,
order
no,
book
no.
just looks all funky.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
Long PE? I don't know. If I was not in this trade, I wouldn't take it long or short now. I mean, it's after all of this crap here. But if I had to pick, like, live or die situation, I wouldn't choose short. I think it's long, to be honest. But again, it's not a strong type long. But if I had to choose, I wouldn't choose short here.
You had
So
to choose.
it wouldn't. It would be against what I'm in right now, to be honest. So we'll see. Looking at POTR, friends, for a possible breakout here. Here's the pullback. Very nice. So we need this to give us our confirmation. If that does happen, I will try to take a long position here back towards the high of the day. Stop below 176.50. Let's see if it's here. Trying to give us our confirmation. 177.66. Like we want to cover at least this
Yeah.
177.66. Yeah, even if we get some slippage, we get for that 177.80, it's fine. But we need to make sure we are gonna cover
So
that.
so Peter Petter Dahlander. Anyways, you're saying, hey, I often don't seem to understand how prices move. Atlas only shows limit orders. So how many percentage of trades are market orders? Look, yeah, you have to keep in mind, Atlas can only show you the orders that have been placed on the books that are visible. So yes, there are a significant number of orders that are either market orders or what we call iceberg orders. They're called iceberg because when you see an iceberg floating, you know how they say you only see the top 20%, 80% of the iceberg is below the surface of the water. It's typically that way. It's just an indication of where volume might sit, but it isn't a definitive list of all the available orders because a lot of brokers, especially if you've got a lot of compute power, which they have virtually unlimited compute power, it's sort of easy. What they do is they could say, well, let's say they're going to show the market that they want to buy 10,000 shares. They might be ready to buy 100,000 shares or 1 million shares for all we know. But what they do is they only show 10,000 at a time. If they get taken at the 10,000, then they immediately add another 10,000. We're talking about like nanoseconds worth of time, right? So it'll show 10,000 shares to buy at a certain price, and that could just keep refreshing even after they get taken. So you'll never see the full depth of the orders. Atlas is showing you the orders again that they provide visibility to, but yes, you always have to assume there's a lot more underneath. Um, but it's sort of the best type of data and indication that we have. So. I mean, you just have to look at what are you looking at there? Is that NVIDIA, Carlos? What's the Atlas that you've got on the screen? I don't know. I can't hear you if you're on.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. POTR.
Yeah. PLTR. All right. So PLTR, for example, so iceberg is unethical. Well, that's a good debate, HEM, whether it's unethical or not. It is a standard practice technically. No, the only thing I mean, it's not illegal, right? The only thing that's illegal is to show orders that you never intend to fill. So that's another strategy that people use, but it's very hard to prove. So, for example, if I was to put on the book and say for PLTR, since we're looking at it, I want to sell 1 million shares at $180. I could put on the books 1 million shares for sale at $180. The reason why that would be valuable because somebody could say, look, I know that somebody's looking to sell up there, which means that if the price went there, I know that there's going to be some selling activity. I could probably get out too. So I could feel sort of secure buying some shares here, and it'll push the price is likely to rise to 180 because we know that there's available inventory, right? So but if I never actually fill the 1 million shares, then I'm putting a false order out there and I'm misleading the market. Now, that's really hard to prove because I could just say, I changed my mind. I thought I wanted to sell 1 million shares at 180, but I decided to sell them at $179 or 178.50 or whatever, right? Or my client changed their mind and they didn't want to sell anymore. Like it's hard to prove intent. So, to the ethics of putting orders out there where you put less than you're intending to buy, it's sort of the same argument. You can say, well, I only thought I wanted to buy 10,000, but the price action looked so good that I changed my mind and decided I wanted to buy a whole lot more. I'm allowed to make last minute decisions. So, unethical, well, it's sort of hard to apply that term to Wall Street, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
arguably, the
Yeah.
whole thing is
The whole
maybe
thing
not
is
ethical, but yeah.
it's a lot that's not
So
ethical in the entire machine
yeah,
here. uh,
so
it's just whether you get caught or not. It's just a
anyways,
lot of
so
unethical stuff happening.
spoofing is a colloquial term for that, where you put orders that you never intend to fill. Again, the SEC will clamp down on that where they see it. Usually, it's the big brokerage houses that used to get in trouble for that type of thing, because it creates artificial demand, and that's not what they're supposed to do. But I said it's generally hard to prove, especially now with the computers that work so fast. Like again, how do you go and demonstrate intent and not just a change of opinion? And they've largely, while they crack down at where they can identify it, I don't think they spend a lot of time actively trying to find it anywhere because it's like, there's always an argument. There's always a case for, well, this is why I made the decision. And whether it's the real argument or the one they made up to reverse, to justify their actions, you can't ever prove. So, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, so I am long PLTR, which I'm probably gonna get stopped. I don't see anything in the level 2 here on PLTR either. I mean on Atlas. So I'm long PLTR, trying to get above the VWAP, and then BE is getting to my stop here. I'm hoping that the VWAP reacts as resistance and bring it down, but we'll see. We'll see what it does here. PLTR trying to get above the VWAP or trying to hold it.
What is Brian blaming me for? I did. He's, he said, he said Peter shorted Rigetti. I'm looking at Rigetti. I'm like, no, I didn't. Did I do
We didn't
something
trade
I wasn't aware
Rigetti.
of? What's happening? No,
No.
I know. I'm like, I didn't do that. Anyways, I think Brian's trying to anticipate what my trading might be. I'm willing to bet he's never
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
guess. He's never gonna guess Bloom Energy.
Never gonna guess BE. Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm in it right now, above the VWAP. I'm about to get stopped out. My stop is 108. Um, so I'm in down. Yeah, this thing is gonna go long. It looks great for a long now.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'll hold it to my stop here. 108 is coming up.
I mean, the spread has tightened up a little bit.
Yeah, which is not good because usually when it tightens up like that, it runs, right? So that's not good. uh, it's 107, 108. I'm gonna be out of this. Yeah, I'm gonna bail on it. So getting stopped out here, 108 on BE, and then PLTR barely holding the V. I might get stopped out on this one as well. So we'll see. Not a great Monday so far on these two trades, but we'll see how it goes. Um, uh, AMD, man, AMD is nice. Rigetti was nice. I picked the wrong horses today, that's for sure. MP was nice. MU was garbage. BE. Well, we'll see. PLTR trying to hold the VWAP here. Let's see if it can get going. No, I use mental stops on my order, but I'm pretty good at sticking to my stop though. I wasn't before. I was horrible. I use mental stops and I'll be like, oh, a little more, a little more, a little more. Next thing I'm stopping instead of 1 hour, I'm stopping at 3 hours, right? So, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm really good at getting out where I need to get out, just because of all the pain that I've been through in the past and not doing that. So, been through a lot of pain.
I think it
So,
is usually pain that changes our actions, isn't it? More than
yes,
anything
it
else.
is. Holy
Which
smokes.
is which is
Oh,
sad,
oh,
but
oh, oh,
that's the
oh, oh.
reality.
Oh, no, no, no. Hold on.
What's happening?
I messed up. Just looked at my P&L. I'm still in BE. I messed up actually pretty decent here. So I'm just gonna,
Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna
Uh-oh.
mess around. I'm gonna get out right now. Yeah, I added instead of getting out.
Oh.
Why did I do that? This is why I don't like to trade long and short at the same time, because I hit the wrong key. I hit the sell.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out here. Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna play around. I know it's working in my favor now, but I should get out, Carlos, and I am. I'm gonna get out. Yeah, I'm just gonna get out here. Yeah, just gonna get out. I'm not gonna play around. Crap. I didn't add much. It was not like a full ad, but when you hold the sell all hotkey for your long, it adds like a little bit. Not sure if that makes sense, but don't try it.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Don't try this at home. No, 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 no. I've done that before because I'm long POTR, so my hands were on the long button here. But when you're short, if you sell all, you actually add to your short. No, man, actually, it worked out because from my ad, I mean, it sucks that I had bad execution, but it actually worked out because it dropped a little bit, so it made a little bit of money back. Well, lost a little bit less, right? Um, yeah, I'm glad I noticed though, because I didn't notice. I started looking at something else, and that was not would have been bad.
Andrew got in Nvidia right where I was looking at Nvidia for a long. It was your sort of trade setup, Carlos, with the push through the VWAP.
Oh yeah.
I should have. It looked like a nice little stable move, and I should have taken it. But did Andrew?
Uh,
Of course he did, because that's why he's the master.
yeah. Oh yeah, that looks great.
Yeah, doesn't it?
That looks great.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, Peter, what was your aha moment in trading? And
You
Carlos,
know,
it was stopping out timely for me. Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
I don't know that I really had one, to be honest. I mean, to me, it felt like it was more just a sort of a an amalgamation. I built some bad habits that I had to, sort of break through and overcome. And I think just so slowly working through those allowed me to get to a point where I could trade a little more effectively. But I can't say there was a single pivotal moment that, like, I know a lot of times I'm like, this is it. This is the watershed moment where things are going to change. And it almost never turned out to be, right? I always thought that,
Yeah,
whatever this moment was, it never was. So,
yeah,
and it
yeah,
took me a lot longer than I expected, right? Like, I thought I had this nailed after, a couple of months. And then 6 months was my target for profitability. I mean, it ended up being like 3 years. 3 years before I really got to a point where I felt I should have been at 6 months. So,
People don't
but
like to hear that number, but it's the
no,
fact.
it's
It's the
a
uh,
reality. I mean, that
yeah.
was my reality.
Uh, as I believe, if people are willing
Yeah,
to understand, hey, this is gonna. If I'm gonna give this 3 years, 3 solid years, I think there'll be a lot more traders
yeah.
out there. But
I did. I mean, really, really early on. Sorry to HEM. Really, really early on, I did have a problem, like you were just describing, Carlos, where I would just let my stops run and not hold to my stop. And then
hmm
that's when I moved to the hot buttons, where now I pick the area, I click on the trade, and I just let my stop. It's either going to work or it doesn't, and I do not move my stop because I've learned that if I move my stop, it always ends poorly. So just re-enter. If you're going to do it again.
yeah,
Don't move the stop. So that I suppose was an early lesson, but that was not pivotal. That didn't actually get me to profitability because I was still taking bad trades. So I had to
yeah,
combine that with a couple of other key skills. I mean, that was an important moment, but it wasn't like the single aha moment where everything clicked,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh,
Everything is green. Oklo up 16%, Rigetti up 11, AMD up 3. I mean, just screen everywhere. Everywhere screen.
my God.
BE. Yeah. Yeah, Peter, agree with you. And there was no aha moment for me. It was just a bunch of things, right, that worked together.
Is
And
anybody
Marcos.
any
Yeah, go
anybody a wine drinker? I no. Anyways, let's talk stocks. Never mind
ahead. It's a conversation
I
you
keep
can't
getting
start and leave like that.
okay. I keep getting ads. I was trying to check my account here on my phone, and I was going to. Anyways, I keep getting these ads. I keep getting this ad. I'm not sure if you can see this, but this is an ad for this wine dispenser thing that you literally
hmm
you put it on the top of the bottle and it dispenses wine, and
Yep.
it's supposed to, like, it'll keep it fresh, and then you can just pour whatever you want. It drives me nuts, this ad, because it keeps giving it to me, and
Mm,
of course I can't replay the ad, but um, it 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 has the wine coming out of the spout into a glass and falling, and it's all frothy, like it creates all this frothy wine. And as someone who drinks wine, it's driving me nuts. I'm like, that is not how you pour wine.
mm.
You're gonna ruin it. Like,
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah.
uh, anyways. I
Yeah,
love ads and stuff nowadays where you really get a lot of stuff that's like not they're just bad ideas, but they can sell it because most of us, we have limited knowledge on a lot of things. So there's stuff
right,
that
right.
looks really cool that is really actually quite a bad idea. And so
Mm.
much of that. Anyways, wine helps you trade better? I don't think so.
PTR is going sideways. Do you hold in such moments? Yeah, I'll hold. I'll hold. My stop is 176.50. We almost got to it. Almost hit it here when we dropped. But yeah, I'll hold on something like this. My stop 176.50. If it comes to that, then I know this thing is no longer in play. So I'm gonna stick to it. I want these levels to do their job, right? Like VWAP, do your job. Moving average, do your job, and hold this
Do
thing, and
do,
hopefully
do
do
your
your
job,
job.
VWAP.
Do your job and make this hopefully go to the high of the day, right? So I'll hold through it. I don't mind being patient on POTR. So yeah. Yeah, no slacking EMAs. No slacking. Um, so we'll see. We see where it goes. But today, clearly, there are so many better opportunities, and that's what happens sometimes. Like look at Oklo. Even Oklo was traded awesome this morning. Beautiful 5 minute ORB breakout. AMD had a nice VI breakout, but I wouldn't. There's no way I would enter this trade because it's not my setup. But a nice breakout there. Great short. I would definitely enter the short if I was watching it. I would probably take a couple of parcels, then stopped out. But the short was good there. I know a couple of you guys did that. Tesla's nasty today. There's nothing happening here. Maybe this 1 minute engulfing would have been great. But man, it's pretty. It's like trading into a dot here. Look at this. So maybe a breakout coming in a little later. AVGO actually turned out pretty nice to the long side. POTR is trying to do something choppy. And NVIDIA also broke out nicely. This would have been a good one for me too. Wasn't watching this one. And then BE. Oh, BE is coming. A strong one. Yeah, so Marcos, I averaged down. This was an error. This is definitely an error. It just reduced our loss because it was not a full size anyway. So my average is still pretty close to the original, right? Because it was like a partial that was a short. So didn't really affect, didn't really affect the outcome of the trade. Let's see. PLTR trying to hold VWAP. Coming to my stop. I might have to accept a red day today, which is okay. Nothing wrong with that. But those were very difficult for me to accept. Back in the days, it's not acceptable. I'll keep trading until I try to make it green. And then some days it will work. Some days it will work, and I was very happy. Very stressful though, man. Very straining, man. Taking trades, looking for opportunities to try to make a day green, especially later in the day when you're not trading your strategies, just trading everything that moves. Everything looks like a possible opportunity. It's just, oh man, I don't miss those days. Do not miss that at all. You could just take a red day and come back tomorrow. That's it. ELBM, what's this? ELBM. This got halted earlier. Dropped to the VWAP, bouncing back. And that's a great breakout for those that like this low flow stuff, man. Just be careful. But yeah, look at that breakout there. Electra battery companies, man. All these battery companies, battery materials, they're in play. What it was, LAC. Have a swing on this thing. I took some off last week. I said 1 to 9, but we'll see what it does. Got another order at 10 on my Think or Swim account. We'll see if that gets there. What else? PLTR. How are the airlines doing? Airlines. I wanna take a long on the airlines if they go back below 10 on American. Love that ticker on the $10. That's done very well for us. And I just hold it. Wow. Hold it for whenever. Yeah, VGO, man, it's just great movement here. Back up.
Yeah.
Good TR.
It looks
trying to hold the VWAP
it's funny
again.
how AVGO It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
look like AVGO's gone very far, but if you look at that range, I mean that's like $15
Yeah.
this since the open. So
Do you trade? Do you do trade recaps like I used to 5 years ago? Man, it's been that long? No, they're like 3 years ago. Hasn't been that long, has it?
hasn't been that
Oh
long.
man, you
Maybe it
making
has.
us
Time
making us
flies.
old.
Oh
Oh
well.
man. No, we,
Look
we
back.
haven't. We
When's the
ha
last one you did?
Yeah, I can actually look back pretty quickly. Um, Man, I haven't done one of those. It's been a while. Man, you got me thinking. I'm gonna go to YouTube and see when's the last time I did a YouTube recap for trades. I miss doing those, but it's a lot of work. Like if you want to do it right, because I was doing my own editing too. It's a lot of it's a lot of work, man. It's
I only see them 6 and 7 years ago, Carlos. I hate to tell you.
Really? No, come on, stop. Where you saw it? Playlist? When the playlist, right? It's been that long. Day
I don't
trading.
know. Well,
Oh man, should do a comeback, a recap comeback. Um,
it's been a while since we did recap. Carlos recaps here. You got a whole subsection
I
here.
have a
Let's see.
list.
Let's see.
Uh,
What's the most current one? January 17th, 2019, Carlos.
no way. Where is that? I don't see this. Where do you find this? I want to see this. Uh,
Uh, I don't know. I just go to the Bearable Traders YouTube channel,
oh,
and then
Carlos
I
recap.
just type.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see it.
you've got a
Yep,
whole
yep.
Carlos recap section.
Oh man, January.
You have
Yeah,
118 recaps in there.
recaps.
So you did a whole lot,
Uh,
but I hate to tell you, they're all 6 and 7 years ago.
yeah. Wow.
See how old we really are?
This is going back. Um. Oh yeah, POTR. Yeah, I'm gonna bail out on POTR here. Oh man, this is taking me back, Peter. All right, POTR is slightly dropping here. What's my stop? Oh, I'm past my stop. As we unfocus here. Yeah, I'm gonna bail on POTR and make sure I hit the right hotkey now. So we're long. Um,
Yeah, all 2019. Good Lord. Okay, well, see?
yeah, that's look at that, me making $115. That's nice. That's nice.
That,
That's cute.
that's nice. That's
I
cute.
was I
That's
was
cute.
happy as hell with that. Oh yeah, I was happy. You don't understand how
Yeah.
happy I was with that 115. Oh yeah. All right, PLTR is just above my stop. As I got distracted here. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out. You know what? It's not worth it. It's not worth holding on to this. But yeah, man, this is going back, and I haven't changed anything.
Nostalgia for Carlos.
Yeah, got 100, made $115 trading Dropbox and some other ones. Uh, and yeah, this is going back. That was oh Yelp. Look at that Yelp, Peter. I made
Yeah.
500 on Yelp. Yeah, yeah. It's beautiful, man. Good stuff. And I still trade the same. Like I still trade like a lot of these strategies you see there are still the same. We really haven't changed them much. You know, it's that long ago though. Wow. Time is flying. Oh, here's a good day. Um, that's a nice day, Peter. Look at that. 888. That's a nice day. What's that? I'm over trading though. No, this is over trading. This what am I doing? Look at this. That is
It's funny to go back and look at yourself and you're like, what was I
entry
doing?
got in average down or whatever, and then no, that's to make that much and that little. That's way too big of a size. Yeah, that's I gotta go back and review that. Don't make those mistakes again. It's a lot. A lot of over trading there.
So critical of yourself.
Oh, my bad. I was just, it's just, yeah, I guess. I haven't seen this in a while. Like, I don't even remember these trades, man.
Oh
This
no,
is,
I mean, come on, that's
yeah.
a long
But you're
time
right.
ago.
It's nice to go back and see what you were doing. You traded fast, fast. 2018. Wow, good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Uh, Size is a little more than I used to before, as far as the size, but not as many trays. Like even I'm looking at another day here, a lot of trays, right? One, two, three, four,
What?
five
Why do
trays,
they
right?
keep?
So less size, less trades. What happened, Peter?
Just Andrew keeps mentioning my name. I feel like he's blaming me for something. I never quite hear what he's blaming me for, but
Well, what did you
that's
do,
all
Peter?
right. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't think I've done anything.
Yeah,
I think it's just a default. Whenever Andrew decides he needs to blame somebody, he'll throw my name out there for the ills of the world. That's all right. I got
yeah,
big shoulders. I can handle it. Blame me for whatever you want.
yeah, yeah. I'm 0 for 2 today, guys. So I'm not feeling it. And I'm not feeling it today. So today's not my day. I'm not in sync with what the market is doing. Execution wise, I don't know what to grade it, but I think PLTR was a good execution. Just didn't work out. But BE was okay too. Actually, no. BE, we saw the spread being bad. Maybe I should have made a better decision not to trade this one because the spread was so bad. And just the way it was trading was not great. New York Stock Exchange, but it looked great, man, for a short. Looked great. Looked great. So,
All right.
but yeah. Um, Time to relax and focus, says Carlos Feelings. Yeah, I got to take more. Tomorrow we'll take my feeling trades. We'll do feelings instead of technicals tomorrow and see how it goes. If the feeling trades start doing better, then yeah, we'll definitely keep trading more feeling trades. May 900 trading M and Qs. What's that? I'm done for the day. Nice, man. Good job. What's M and Q? It's not coming up as a ticker. Oh, that's futures. Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay.
that's futures.
So
Yeah, those are futures
mini
contracts.
Nasdaq or something. Mini Nasdaq.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Good job, man. Good job. Good job. Can I have the theme song play in the background? The feelings. I know, right? Should have had the bunny song playing in the background. Probably had a better day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow, BOTR really sold off. I'm so glad I got out and didn't mess around with it. Came back up a little bit to our stop here. It's 5 cents below our. Actually, no, our stop was no, right on it. 176.50. So right on it. Glad we got out because look at this thing. Just highway to hell. I saw Andrew showing off the new iPhone. Good. He got the new iPhone, I think. Very nice, very nice. I was looking at trying to switch to Samsung, and I was like, I went on the website and I'm like, no, it's not happening.
Really?
Would I really want to bother switching everything over, pictures, this and that? And that's how Apple gets you, man. They put you in their ecosystem, you're done. You're done. They ain't never letting you go. Because everything syncs so well. My Mac with the pictures, the content, it's just, yeah, you're so screwed once you're in their Apple ecosystem. It's hard to get out. They make it easy. Peter, for you, you only have the iPhone. You don't have like a Mac or anything like that, right?
Um, yeah, I just have the iPhone. I used to, I mean, I had all sorts of different phones. I've never had an Android phone, but I was always driven by my company, right? So BlackBerries for a long period of time. I had a Windows phone when my company went to Windows phones for a brief moment. One of the best phones I ever had, by the way. It's a shame that it just had no apps. Nobody wanted to put apps on it. But
Yeah,
anyways, um, and then I moved to an iPhone. Yeah. So.
gotcha. Um, Four Corners. Good morning. Although I feel like it's afternoon already, man. I feel like I've been trading for
that
the whole day.
ha that happens
Uh,
when you get into a trade, especially when it's not working. It feels like it's
yeah, feels like it feels like I'm working. I'm working for the money. Oh man, Windows phones were nice. Says Jim. Market is just kind of like selling over a little bit. Everything going south except Rigetti's holding. BE's holding. MU dropping. MP doing some stuff. So this storm in the Northeast that we were expecting didn't really do much, which is good. I'm happy. But it looks like it was just a little bit of rain and nothing serious, so that's good. At least not around my area. Hopefully you guys are doing okay.
Wow, look at Nvidia. Darn it, Nvidia. Ah, I had an eye on Nvidia for this drop, and why am I such a wimp? Just take the trade. Carlos, take the trade. I got to get better at the open. Mm-mm. Well, well, Carlos, I missed an opportunity. Look at the again, Nvidia gave a good signal at the top there. Whole dollar number,
Yeah, yep.
volume spike. It was a good.
Dun, dun, dun. Um, how can we join this party? BE, PLTR, NVIDIA at the VWAP. Anything good for a short still? I don't see anything. Tesla? Um, here. Maybe would have been good around here. It's pulling back to that area now, maybe. I was thinking Nvidia is just breaking down from the VWAP. But how much do we have left of this short run? Is the question. You just join Nvidia short? Oh wow. Party's not over. Yeah, party's not over. Spy selling. Uh do I want to take another trade? Um NVIDIA, Oracle at VWAP, light volume, but yeah, I could see that being a good short if it goes back below, right? I don't like don't usually trade the bounces off of VWAP. Although this is a great bullish candle here, I don't usually trade that. It's not my strategy. Um, I feel like we ran down so much in NVIDIA. Joining short here is just probably not a good idea. AVGO, same thing, right at VWAP. This could be interesting too. AMD. For some reason, NVIDIA seems to be, yeah, it might be too late, White Cats. NVIDIA seems to be the nicer one if I wanted to go short, but it might be too late for this party. It's ran down too much already. And I don't know if I want to take another trade. I'm 0 for 2. I'm just going to take it easy. Although this looks good, man. This looks good for, got a feeling. Feeling that NVIDIA is going to drop lower.
I don't know. NVIDIA, this is an area. If you scroll back, Carlos, on the chart that you're showing, just to the rest of the price action for today.
Yeah.
You got to remember, right after the open, it consolidated here, right? So
right in this area.
So yes, it could drop lower, but is it going to drop lower than the 187? Maybe, like, is that enough?
Yeah.
For you to manage to get the risk to reward you want? I don't know. Like you basically need a low of day break for it to be worthwhile.
Yeah. Oh man. Corey, are you feeling lucky? I actually am on this one.
Feeling lucky, punk?
I actually am on this one. No, you know what? I'm not gonna pull the trigger. I'm not gonna do it. Let's be calm. Let's be calm. Come back tomorrow. I'm gonna save my mental bandwidth. I'll come back tomorrow. We'll crush it tomorrow. Today's not the day. Yeah, Tim, and actually, and the way I'm thinking about it too is not to make my money back. I just think it's really gonna go down. Like but I don't have a strategy here as good as I would. But I just think it's going to drop. And again, it's not you don't trade off for that all on a regular basis, right? You don't. But I just got feeling some more downside down to 186.80. But again, it's just a feeling. It's not a strategy. Don't trade off for that. But yeah, no, I'm gonna call it a day today. But this is what happens too. Like after Andrew comes on, I'm gonna start focusing on something else. Gotta do some emails. I know you guys email me. I'll get back to you guys. But I can't sit here and just keep looking at the stocks. I will keep trading, right? So I'll look at some emails I got from people, and I'll just start focusing on something else. Because that's what happens too. Like if you stick around, not as much now as you used to. But man, if you stick around the station looking at charts, you are going to pull the trigger on something. Because something will look like it's a good idea. And you are going to trade it. So sometimes it's best to walk away or shut down the platform. Something.
Yep. Oh, there's my 10:30 alarm.
Nice. Andrew and Brian should be coming on shortly. See how they traded. And yeah, red day for me. We'll come back tomorrow and see how we did. No, I did. Yeah, I definitely didn't hit max loss today. I hit max loss.
Oh my goodness! What
happened,
Andrew? Why are you always blaming me for things?
What did you do, Peter?
I don't. Andrew says he's going to come over and see what conspiracy theory I'm promoting. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm minding my own business over here, man.
I don't know, man.
I love you, Peter. I love you, Peter. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, Andrew. How are you?
I am good. I am super excited for Thailand. So
Oh,
I was
yes.
somebody asked me and 2 nights ago, a random question. We were at the party, and then she asked me, "What are you excited for the things that are coming in?" So, oh, okay, I haven't thought about it, but now I did answer after a few minutes. But I think Thailand. I think Thailand retreat is. I'm super excited to see uh, many of you for the first time. I want to actually see who is coming for the first time that I see from the team members. Gary, you met him before. Like Eamon's wife, I haven't seen, so I'd like to see her. Um, and yeah, and a lot of members are coming. It's going to be really, really nice. What about
Yeah,
you, Peter? What are you excited about in the coming months or so?
that's a good question. Well, I'm excited for my daughter. On Friday, she defends her PhD thesis, so it's a
Nice.
big day for her.
Oh,
So,
congratulations. Yeah, that's amazing.
well, yeah, let's not jinx it. Hasn't happened yet. So,
Perfect.
but yeah.
Um, where does she do her PhD?
When? Friday.
No, when which university?
Oh, University of Western
This,
University in
so-
London, Ontario.
all right, perfect, guys. I had a pretty good day. So $17,000 thanks to NVIDIA. Rigetti was a good scalp, but the big move we lost it on Rigetti, unfortunately, in the chat room. Tesla was super difficult to trade, and we eventually I gave up on that. But overall, it was a very beautiful Thanksgiving for Monday, Canada's Thanksgiving. And I'm very thankful on Thanksgiving from the community for trading with us, helping us build trading terminal, helping us build the the variable traders and P Capital. So, help of community and Carlos and Peter, everybody was in the member, and there's still a member of the community. So just being thankful on a Thanksgiving. And I'm
Yeah,
thankful
it's a
to meet
good
all of
thing
you
to
guys.
reflect on.
Yeah,
A lot of things to be thankful for. Thank God we don't live in Gaza.
absolutely. And many other places. So Rigetti was really nice at the open. I had it on my watch list, and um, it was a really beautiful 1 minute opinion range breakout. We checked the Atlas. The Atlas 48 was really big, really hoping that to get to 48. I went long and I added a couple of times more. It did go back up and I got out, but I had a big position on it and really difficult. This, volatile stocks that move like 10, 15% in a few minutes. I got out of it. It's still good money, but came down below the VWAP, and after that, ripped back up. Especially volume at 946 was a signal that this is going to break out. That all-time high obviously was at 49, and then it did go up. I never get back into that because obviously I made my money on it, but I got into NVIDIA. So NVIDIA again, 1 minute to scalp on it thanks to the Atlas, came back up, and again, market Atlas really helped me for getting to 190. And as you see, I sold right at the high of the day, 190.10. That was the last position that I had. I did add on the pullback, but I got stopped out as it dropped. So Tesla was very difficult for the breakout. It was really, really difficult. And now eventually came back up. So I got out of it with the loss, but now it seems that it's really something changed and Tesla is going to really go up. This is Tesla, I think, is going to go for the breakout high today. Oh, there you go. So something happened on Tesla, really.
Just jumped into a
Ooh.
SPX option trade here. It seems like we're breaking out.
IPDN, Professional Diversity Network, shares up about 27% now at the high.
What the hell is a Tesla? Look at that. That's a gamma squeeze. That is
Take
crazy.
that.
That is crazy, Ryan Tesla. That's a Gary squeeze.
Yeah,
Why,
that was
Gary?
a
How
that
many?
was a big. big squeeze there.
Beautiful. Share your trade on it, Gary. I want to see how you traded that. Um, yeah, 428. Look at that, really big. It's gonna take out the 428. Look, the Atlas is super bullish.
Yeah,
And now, oof.
I think the market got a little bit bullish too. That's what I noticed when the cues and the SPY. The SPY seems to follow the cues a little bit. So I watch the cues, and when the cues start moving up, I watch the SPY, and then I can trade either SPY options or SPX options, which are a little bit more risky, a lot more risky, but high risk, high reward too. Because the SPY is about 30 some odd percent technology. So yep, I have humorous. I have a number of I'm going to call them penny stocks that are rare earth penny stocks. Um, being a Canadian, I trade on the Toronto Stock Exchange, Toronto Venture Exchange, and yeah, I've been absolutely killing it this year with some rare earth swing trades. ACM, one is a rare earth play in Portugal. Allied Critical Metals has been on fire. FMS is graphite trade. All these Canadian stocks. HG went from, I got in at like 13 cents, went to $3.50, I think. And uranium plays are, like UCU was another one. Made a lot of money with.
That's great now. Look at that. All right, Gary, you traded Tesla trades. So Gary's a really good trader. So eventually, yeah, you went just at that's 425 calls. Beautiful move from $9 to $12. Are you kidding me? Carlos, yeah, if you go full screen, that's great. It's
He
very
must, yeah,
beautiful.
is he trading Tesla calls?
Yeah, 425 calls is amazing.
Nice, yeah.
You know what I want to build? This morning I was actually thinking of about building something. I might actually do it. Like you can look at the market atlas, like especially at the open, like NVIDIA, that you say to your AI, buy Tesla calls now. So it goes like immediately instead of going to the market, things and stuff, like just go with the first, out of the money calls that closest to the price and hit the market order. Buy now, sell, sell, sell. So if you talk to your AI, it will be really nice instead of hotkeys. I was thinking about it today, this morning. I might actually build it because it's very easy to do. Like imagine like this NVDA that I saw in Market Atlas. It's a pretty quick pop in the first minute, but it's very difficult to, go to the option chain and stuff. Can we put hotkeys in there? Like, I don't know if the asset allows that kind of hotkey that you go into the first chain of options and then go in. All right, $1,000 on Tesla on trading terminal. It's well done, buddy. Well done. Oh man, the payout of trading terminal at the end of this month is going to be probably over 100 grand. Like everybody's making money.
Yeah, I can't believe people can trade for no risk and potential reward. Um, what a deal!
I know. I know. What the hell I was thinking about coming up with this idea? Like,
Well,
oh. All right. So any question, guys, about trade that we did today in chat room and YouTube? It was a really, really nice trading day. No, you can't connect Atlas and DAS. Obviously, they're two different platforms. It would have been nice to be able to, but no, you can't really connect them together. So just have to change it for now.
that was a nice little pop on that SPX trade. That was my second SPX trade of the day. Options trade.
So how can you trade futures from France? So you have to see the brokers that offer futures trading. I think interactive brokers would allow, obviously they have futures, and they have also CFDs as well in Europe, so you can trade them. I think I highly recommend interactive brokers. So Scarfin says, I read your book last week. Why am I not rich yet?
if you read his book, you skipped over the part where this isn't a get rich quick scheme.
I love that. I love that comment. Yeah. That was a great comment. Yeah. Um, any question from also journal update from a trading terminal? Like David is in the chat room. David is our solution lead. I think it's coming by the end of next week. Hopefully it's coming. It's pretty good. It's quite impressive actually what they built. I wasn't really involved on that. Mike and David really was working on it with Leo, one of our main developers. It's really nice. So it's coming by the end of January. So the next phase would be just for the funded account simulator, and then we'll give it for IB, the DAS, Charles Schwab, CMEG, and other ones. So what's the difference between DAS and IBKR? IBKR is a broker, clearing firm that owns a trading platform as well, like TWS, Trader Workstation, and IBKR Desktop. They're platforms that they built. DAS is only a trading platform that does not clear the orders, does not charge you commission, does not fill the orders. It's just giving you access to the market, and you have to link it to a broker like IB or Charles Schwab, TD, or CMEG, or other brokers. And it provides the data access to you as well, so you can see the data from there. But the fills are by your clearing firm. But for me, it's an interactive broker.
Yeah, so you actually link DAS to your trading platform. So it doesn't have it can be linked to any number of platforms that are available like IBKR or like TD, Schwab, Thinkorswim. So you trade with DOS, but it's linked to your brokerage account.
Yeah, it's a very high quality platform. And IBKR is trying to build something similar to that. And obviously, Thinkorswim was a platform, but the team on DAS is really building something amazing. And I think that some of the brokers, they wanted to purchase DAS, but they're not selling. At least yet, they're not selling. So, and I hope they don't, because they don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And Schumann, thanks. Hope you enjoy the options book. We always appreciate a honest review on Amazon when you're finished our books. So helps us recoup some of the hundreds of hours of time we put into writing these books.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, really, I appreciate both Brian and I really, really appreciate the reviews. Honest reviews can be even 1 star, but as long as it's honest, because I read and try to make mistakes. And especially my new book, like, we have a lot of haters too online. And especially my new book on Audible, they got immediately, a couple of really bad reviews that really impacted the sales. It's because the algos also look at it and they say, okay, there's a lot of garbage books too with the AI people. And then, there's a lot of abusing of self-publishing. So Amazon's
Yeah.
constantly taking down, not the taking down, but I say, okay, this is a garbage book. They don't bring it up, they don't promote it, they don't in the search result. So the reviews helped a lot. And I personally never write reviews for anything, but I appreciate if someone asks me. Like, I appreciate if you can go and write a review. Um,
Interesting. Hood's gone red on the day.
Paris, wow, beautiful trade on Intel, very beautiful. And Paris, amazing. I live in Messi on NVIDIA, but well done, Paris. Especially Intel was nice. How did you find Intel? Like, who's trading Intel? Some very beautiful move on Intel on Paris trade. Paris is coming in the chat room at 11 with Gary. Paris has also obviously a course on trading terminal and the price action and order flow. It's a very good course. Paris is also coming to Thailand, so if you want to learn from him, trade your team, and that would be really nice on the Thailand retreat. I'm planning to do at least one retreat every year, so in different nice destination. Last year we did Colombia, which was very nice. This year we do it in Thailand. Dubai is definitely Dubai is absolutely a place that we should do more. My brother lives in Dubai. I was thinking of moving to Dubai as well, but time zone is still a little bit tricky for me. We should absolutely do one retreat in Dubai. We have a lot of traders in
Yeah,
Dubai.
yeah, I'd love that. That would be great.
No,
We'll
my
do
older
that.
brother Ali lives in Dubai. He's a horse rider, so he's a champion right now. He got a championship over the weekend in Sharjah. So my brother lives in Dubai. My
Know that.
mom's going to Dubai a lot. Yeah.
What is he like is it like jumping horses?
Yeah.
Yeah, is he like he's jumping?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
jumping, yeah. It's been professionally, like his career is
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
has always been. Yeah.
I used to own horses. That was a nightmare.
They're pretty expensive, very expensive, and they're like you have to take care of them really
Tell me
for
about it.
yeah.
Yeah, my daughter was into riding. She was a Canadian champion in jumping, hunter jumper.
Um, so Phoenix Gaming, when do you make money on trading terminal at the end of the 3 months? You can send me an invoice on PayPal and I pay that by PayPal. Trading terminal for breaking news? Yes, Alex. So the question is trading terminal for breaking news? Yeah. So the squawk that we get it from Benzinga that usually says all of the breaking news. I think it's pretty good. And the scanners obviously shows that as well. And if you're part of the chat room, the news get out. It's like, okay, what happened? Oh, the president tweeted. Okay, you know what? Yeah, the word gets out. But Benzinga should announce all of the breaking news.
I'm short hood for a scalp here. Just broke down through 138.
So Alex, trading terminal journaling would be launch. Obviously, we give you the option to enter all of the data. It's not launched yet. We just use it for Peak Capital Bootcamp, but officially it's not launched yet.
Yeah, the market's pretty a little bit squirrely today. It's really been trading in a narrow range, which I kind of expected today. Friday was just a really bad sell-off. Today we gap up, um, and yeah, so now we're trying to people are trying to figure out exactly what they want to do with their positions. Certainly, these tape bombs, these news bombs are making people nervous, of course. And let's see here. If we look at Market Atlas on for Hood, I've got a big order here at 137, and then a bigger one at 136. So let's see if we gravitate to there. Coming down. SPY and Qs are selling off a bit here too.
And what the hell was that rip on Tesla and that drop? What the hell is this?
Yeah, I know, eh?
Right.
That was a squeeze and
This is
it did
BS,
it on
man. Look at
volume
this.
too.
This is
There was a fair amount of volume that came in on that move as well. Here we go. We're coming
absolutely.
down to 137 now on Hood. You can, if you've got Atlas up right now, you can see the order there at 137. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go there, but just a indicator that it might.
So Sean is asking a question. When we add the funded accounts, yeah, you have two different accounts, simulator, and let me show you to you. Let me show that here. So right now, so the funded account is obviously free for everybody. So Carlos can go full the screen. So the funded account is right now for everybody, and the training doesn't work. So what we're gonna do is by the end of this week, we're gonna launch it in a way that you start with trading accounts, but if you want to get into the funded account, you have to purchase it. The price I was thinking of 199, and obviously every reset, you have to. Right now, you can reset it anytime that you want. So you can, yes, you can reset it, and now account is reset. Because it was in a beta testing, and I really wanted to appreciate all the new users, like early adopters of this technology were our community. But now we're getting to a point that there's very little performance issues right now. It's pretty good now. So 199 is the price. And yeah, so that would be, but you don't have the option of just working on a simulator. You don't have to buy a funded account. So you can just trade on a training account as much as you want. And obviously, when the orders, you press the orders, there's an option that if you want to send this to your journal, automatically link to your journal, send it there, and then, populate all of your trades over there as well. Futures is the next step that we want to add to trading terminal, both from a market atlas, but also for charting and simulator. We were just really busy with launching the market atlas and also a lot of performance on the back end. You don't see a lot of things, but in the back end, it was a lot of work. And obviously, we didn't know a lot of work. You have to launch it. You have to see all of these issues. It's quite complex.
I'm
Like
covering
knowing, yeah.
I'm covering Hood here, a lot of it. Just sorry to interrupt you. Seems like it's trying to hold here.
Yeah, there is no journal yet. It hasn't been launched yet, but hopefully by the end of this week, that's the plan. Like again, David is in the chat room, our solution lead, so he can give a better timeline. But um, end of this week, I think it's likely, and then the next phases of we are releasing for brokers as well.
Hmm. A lot of stuff is selling off right now. OKLO is pulling back quite a bit here. SPY and the Qs are right at pre-market low and low of day. Pretty close now.
Oh, Nvidia lost it too. Yeah, everything is really going down.
Yeah,
Yeah, really nice.
this 6620 on the SPX looks like an area they might defend just based on some option positioning here. But if we lose that, could get could have a lot more downside.
So funded account is for 3 months. So from your 90 days from the last day of your reset. No, if you're on the funded account, you're continue to going to do that. But after the weekend, so if you want to have it, you have to purchase it. Yeah, if you're signing up before the price increase, yeah, you'll have it grandfathered on that for sure. Option flow and positioning. PS28 is saying that where do I see the option flow and positioning? So Spot Gamma is a good software that I think they're actually coming with Nathan and Thor. They're gonna actually introduce their platform and how to use it. And if you have any question, obviously these two guys are there. I think Jared is using Spot Gamma very seriously as well. So I don't know the platform. I haven't used it, but that is something that you can really good.
Yeah, you really you have to have a good understanding of options if you're going to think about using spot gamma. So
So the fills on train terminal, Friday we had an issue with the data provider, but today seems pretty good, the fills. I don't think there is any issue on the fills today. Friday there was for about 10 minutes we had that issue, so the fills were a little bit off. But today is pretty good.
That happened in a lot
yeah,
of
it might
platforms
have
on
been the
Friday.
volume.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
after the president tweeted something happened in our data provider, like they messed up for 10 minutes, and we also found a bug in our code that didn't catch it. So that's also very important. So I see Thor here, beautiful Thor with a very shiny head. I
Yes.
love that. And I see that you bought a new light. Yeah, that's why. Uh, yes, no, that's so it was
Hey,
really
now he needs a makeup artist.
I really do. Like put a little degreaser on the top here or something, whatever you call it. Some powder.
A little blush. Yeah, a little
I don't know.
blush
I
there.
know.
Yeah.
I just showed you the amount I know about makeup, apparently. I don't even know what's going on.
absolutely amazing, guys. So I'm gonna hand it over to Boss. So today
Okay.
I close it $70,000. Hopefully I get to 10 million by the end of the year. That
Nice.
would be nice. And
Yes.
yeah, thanks for your support, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to
So,
all of my Canadian friends. And
yep.
yeah,
Canadian.
again, I'm very, very grateful for
Yeah.
having the community, all friends all around the world. Hand it over to Brian.
Okay, cheers. Thor.
What's up, man? How was your trading today, Brian? You do have a good day? Have fun?
Yeah, no, it was actually not a bad day. A couple of not great trades right at the open. Probably shouldn't have been trading right at the open, but yeah, I've had a few, been trading SPX a few times. options and had a nice got a nice little short on that hood breakdown. So overall, not a bad day.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, happy Thanksgiving, my friend. You know,
Thank
and
you.
to all to all mon frères and messieurs, happy Thanksgiving out there, and on the everyone out there who's
There we
getting their
go.
Canada on. So, good to see
Yeah.
everybody out there. I'm short AMD. I was hanging out with Pete Capital today, and we didn't see a lot right at the open we were really excited about, but AMD did this beautiful little R3 reoffer to the top side. So we went ahead and hit that short around 223, and I'm still holding it. I'm going to try and get all the way through pre-market, all the way through PDC on this one. I want to go kiss the king and see how we do on this one. So, pretty good though. But yeah, so everyone out there in YouTube, good to see everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Good to see everybody. Welcome back. Well, oh, I'm talking to you some. Okay, cool. Good to see everybody. So this for me is a profit target. So, Comey. So when I trade, I just go for 4 to 1s. So this is what my risk was when I entered. I actually bumped my risk today as well. I went up to 300 risk per trade off of my 250. So this will be a little bit. I've always just gone for 4R. So, or the cam. Like if like for instance, if my 4R requires me to go outside of S4, I'll probably go out of the cam. But I tend to just hold for 4R. My statistics point for hitting 4Rs. So it just tends to be what I get to. Now that's something I do not recommend for everybody. You know what I mean? Not everyone should do this. I think as you gain experience and confidence in trading, you should start going for larger and larger holds. I know a lot of people kind of have trouble. So if you were just in here trading with Andrew a moment ago, and you saw Andrew trading NVIDIA's chart looked very similar to AMD's chart, right? It had a kind of a bit of a drawdown, right? And then immediately rallied. And Andrew, very rightfully so, went long and made amazing money, right? Taking this what I actually saw as a pullback, right? For me, this is just a reoffer to the high side of AMD from yesterday. We already know there's a large order sitting at 223. It's been there for a very long time, right? So it came in here. How many am I normally in? I don't know. Right now, I'm in about 150 shares of AMD. So, but the number of shares is regulated on the distance of my stop. I have a fixed risk concept, so I'm risking like $300 per trade. So this must be how many shares I can get at $300. So, and then my target's 4 to 1, so it'll be $1,200 if I hit my target. So, but I like not really thinking about it in the context of actual money. So that's why I like using the R method, right? So like even on my hotkey on DOS, it actually doesn't even say how much money. It just says buy 1R, sell 1R, because it's my goal to kind of stay as far away from. This is Atlas. So one of the other things I noticed on this is Trading Terminals version of Bookmap. It's a visual DOM called Atlas, and I've been using it for equities. We don't have futures in Atlas yet, so I'm still using the book for futures until Atlas. I think we're gonna get futures data sometime in the next month or so, maybe by the beginning of the year or something like that. So anyway. So now we're hanging on to AMD here, seeing what we can do. So the good thing is on AMD, I had a really nice crossing signal here as well. I got in, we crossed here and then pulled back. So I got in here as we started falling, but it had a really nice entry signal right here. That would have been the ideal short spot right there, stop above there. That would have been really nice. So we're working on getting my newest indicator, kind of getting it ready to try and get everyone working on it. I'm hoping y'all all really like it. So you can see here, this is another BRUZX indicator, so that him and I have designed together. My brainchild meets his ingenuity. So you can kind of see here, basically what we have now is we have a graphing system in here, and you can actually use it. So you can see here we were still buying a little bit too much, but then we get a cross right there. So if you mark that area, that's kind of the ideal location to get short. So you get short there and run your stop either above premium here or high, depending however you want. It's a day trading strategy, so it can be anywhere, right? But if you were a momentum trader, that would be where you would want, especially if you were a momentum trader, that's your entry signal right there, bam. If you got in right there, look, it immediately waterfalls away. And then you can watch it pull back. And I'm sure if you had like a 20 EMA or something like that, it would be floating just above this and probably just about to cross it now. But look how we're pulling back up. The exit is kind of the same thing. If it comes back up and exits through the box to the top side, you'll know it's buying too much to stay in. So you can exit. So what I really like about this is now the CAM system is going, the volume actually, how much volume is on there, is how you know if it's, so the CAM system that we have here, because it actually, when it calls, it will actually show you the how by drawing boxes for you. It's going to give you the where, and then the BS detector, the buying and selling detector, will give you a when. So basically everything you need to take a trade will be in the palm of your hand soon. No, very little alerts on cams today because of the ATR condition, which we are removing. The current version of the cam plays is available. The BS detector is not available. That's going to get released. I'm hoping to release it soon. Cam alerts, of course, Chad. For you, anything. So if you want to set up a cam alert, which there were very few today. So if you go up to it, go to your alerts panel, right? And then you're gonna, let me get rid of this one. Let me get rid of, I'll get rid of all of mine. I'll rebuild a new one so you can see it from scratch. So go in here and so have yourself all blanked out, right? And then go create an alert. So that will pop this open, right? Go ahead up to here and go to your watch list. Mine's called on watch. Very creative, I know. Under condition, you're going to go to Camarilla Pivot Plays. Right now, and you don't worry about any of this plotting crap, right? Just come down here to crossing and select any alert function. That handles everything else, right? I leave mine same as chart. And then I don't know, Bruz, do you have any idea what's going on here? I sent for expiration, it used to say no expiration. Now it doesn't. But that's on everything. Like, so was that a TV change? Yeah, they got rid of it for the watch list ones. But it still does it though. Like, I don't have to restart mine every day. It doesn't make me go in here and redo it. I've never had to redo it. So anyway, they got rid of it. So if you want to do it on watch, they say they got rid of it. So I just do that and then hit create, which is fine. I need to upgrade? There's a higher upgrade? I thought I had the higher upgrade. And then you hit start, and that gets it working. Although now I'm realizing I'm not as cool as I thought I was. All right, so look how see we're starting to buy quite a bit on AMD. You know, not for nothing. I like mine anyway to not run during the night anyway. So for me, I kind of like that they would turn off. So whatever. All right, so right now we're squeezing a bit on AMD. Now, if I'm looking back, one of the great things about these ghost candles, another one of my brain children. So as you can see, look at the volume. See how there's volume on this candle, and this candle? So you know that there's an order block here, right? There has to be, right? So the first volume came in right here. The next volume is right here. And the volume down here was right here. These are value areas like that. So we're in a block right now, right? So notice where we reoffered. Well, let me go smaller now. Right? See how we've stepped down through a bid and now we're reoffering the midline? This is the BS detector. This is the indicator that's going to change your lives. I'm telling you right now. Like it's not released yet, Nikhil, but this thing is like the thing. I'm so happy with this. Bruz and I went into so what actually happened was Bruz got a weird phone message. It was a text message, and it had a map in it. And as we were following the map, it led to this really like weird desert. And then they were like, this cave opened. We like went into it, and there was like this pillar there. And then there was this like this code sitting there. And it was like, only take the code. And it sounds a lot like Aladdin. Oh well, moving on. Just kidding. So how do I know it's a Burning Man? So, for instance, on AMD, how do you know it's a reoffer? So or how do you know it's offering? So it's true. This is seriously how this happened. Bruz is telling you the story right now. Like I literally like recorded like a weird video of like what this idea was because I was running down. Oh, Indiana Jones is really better, except for like one of the most pointless movies ever, but really entertaining. You know, and I just literally like out for a run and I come up with this crazy idea for a way of like reading or counting volume. And then I just message it to Bruz, and then Bruz is like, "What's going on?" All right, so how to do why reading a reoffer? So for me, this looks like a reoffer for me right now. So what is a reoffer? So as we are moving up and down, right, we are going through buys to the downside, for instance. Every time we hit a large buy, we exhaust our sellers. Hear me there, right? Anytime we hit a large buy, we're going to exhaust our selling, right? Because what happens is in order to fulfill that very large amount of buying, you have to have a lot of volume at that one particular level on the sell, right? So, and because of this exhaustion, right, this will cause the price to stall moving downwards. Now, this doesn't mean we're starting to buy, but the result of this will be that the algorithm will start enticing orders to the top side. They will start looking for sellers. How do they do this? The algorithm, right, utilizes the float. right? The float is the number of shares outstanding in the market. This is the number of shares our specialists are holding in their inventory, right? They will utilize the float to help move the price through the book. So they need to get back up. There was obviously a really big seller up here. And you can tell that because there's this order here, this order here, and this order here that we sold from. That's what I mean by order block, right? It's a block is multiple orders that are in like regular uniform area for distribution or accumulation, right? So it's just this large block of orders. But by selling away, we exhausted. There's no more selling here. So now what they're doing, because there's not enough selling, is the algorithm is letting anyone who profit takes, who are short sellers or retail traders, especially that are willing to buy, they're allowing that buy and to move up the book. They do this by controlling the DOM, right? So on the DOM, you have orders to the top side. This is your asks, right? To the top side, boom, boom, boom. To the downside, you have bids. And let me show you on a real one. Hold on. Let me show you on a DOM. Let me just show you on a DOM. There's one right here. Blink. So right now, AMD looks a little bullish, right? At least up to 220, right? Which is right where the open price is, right? The reason they're moving here is because there's a large order here. That's the reason why. There's no other reason, right? We're moving up to this large order. Why? Because it's a seller, right? They're trying to entice the selling, right? But how do you know they're offering and not buying? Well, look at all the buys. These buys are not going to the book. They're just letting small buys move us up the leaner side of the book, right? And you can see here, big sells on the way down. But as we're moving up, these are small, truncated, tiny, weak candles, right? So they're just moving it right back up into this position where they basically can get close to this order. And they may go up and buy this, right? Handle this seller, then go back down. Right now, if they have exhausted the sellers so much that they're just no one's willing, because right, AMD's got some pretty strong news, OpenAI and all that stuff, right? We know that there are really big orders up at 223 and even up at 230, right? So the intention is over time to go higher, right? But right now they've been selling. And it looks like because we're moving up on much smaller, lighter candles than we move down, that they're offering to sellers. This isn't really buying. They're just trying to find sellers, which they do not have, right? So you can't go short. So think about this in the terminology of fishing, right? So imagine you're trying to find a fish right now, right? You know that this is a sweet spot for fish. Anybody like really super country analogies? Coming at you, right? You know that this is we call this a honey hole, right? You know that there's this spot where there's a whole bunch of fish. Anytime you throw a line in there, you're going to get it, right? So you're there, right? So you're throwing your line out there, but you can't set your hook until there's a fish, right? Now, because you sold here and you're offering up, you're expecting to sell again. But you don't know, you can't really do anything until it sells, right? And that's what you're waiting for. And that's what a lot of traders do wrong. You have the same issue with trading that you would have if you were going fishing. Anybody go fishing and you catch 0 fish while the guy sitting in the boat next to you with the same exact rod, reel, tackle, and bait is catching fish nonstop and it's frustrating? I'm going super country here. The reason is because I guarantee he's throwing in and he's not messing with his bait nearly as much as you are, right? You're probably putting in, reeling, putting in, reeling, putting in. He's probably being much slower, much more methodical. And when he does get bites, instead of yanking every time he gets a little one, he actually waits for it to hit and then sets the hook. You know what I mean? So a lot in trading, that's the really difficult part of trading is actually more about timing than you would really realize. Right? It's not just, although being in the right range helps, having the right book helps, even having the desire to sell or buy helps. You have to wait until it is buying or it is selling. So if you wanted to go short now, you're waiting for this signal and it's very subtle, but not maybe so subtle. Like you'll see it when it happens. We'll watch it together here. I got AMD up here and hopefully we'll see it happen before we cut. We got like 40 minutes, so there should be plenty of time to do this. for everyone out in YouTube who is interested in for everyone who out in YouTube who is interested in learning more about VPA, I am doing a presentation tomorrow night, 8 p.m. in the Bear Bull Traders room. And I'm going to be presenting on volume and price analysis and doing a fairly comprehensive breakdown of it. So, yeah, so make sure you come by. Your dome is partly covered by your second window. That's funny. I like that. You're saying 1116? The one that gets me is, so I think this is the one that gets me. The 1109 candle, right? Look how much buying that was. And it didn't go anywhere. Lower, wider range. It sold right. I mean, bam! I mean, gave us no love. All right, here comes the selling. See how they're starting? See before where all the red dots are just going flat? Look here how they're letting them go to the book. Mara, let's look. Let me see if I find a good order block while we're doing Eastern time. Yes, sir, MMT, or yes, person. I don't technically know if you're a sir. Ted B, if I find a good order block while I'm going, I'll show you one in real time. Yep, and then Thursday night mentoring, of course, absolutely. And then I think it's Wednesday night is Dr. V presents Wednesday night. So it's a pretty full week. You got me Tuesday night, and then you got me and Dr. V here on Wednesday on the YouTube, and then Dr. V's Wednesday night, and then you have me Thursday night. So take it over. And then this week is Money Show. So I'm going to be presenting for the first time at the Money Show this weekend on Friday. I'm so excited. I've already got like 4 or 5 really good trading buddies coming to hang out, and and we're going to have a good time and talk trading, and I'm going to present, and it's just going to be awesome. So anyone who's going to be in Orlando this weekend, come say hi, come hang out with me. So Mara, I do like it. It's a lower, wider range, and I do like that it's up at R3. There is a large order at $20, and there is almost nothing above that order. And notice all the buys here are not being moved towards the order. So this is kind of what I'm talking about as far as like, actually, this kind of looks like we could potentially reverse here, because you can see the algorithm is deciding not to move buys towards the order. It's actually now, oh, that's interesting. So it decided not to distribute this large sell that went through. So, but this doesn't look like we're going to go up. This looks like we're going to reject this $20 order. And the reason why I think that is because there's nothing above it. I would expect if we were going to go higher, they would tier orders above it. But keep an eye out. If you see them start tiering orders, which they're kind of doing now at 20.06, 20 spot 06, 20 spot 10, right? But I think our laddering actually looks much more favorable to the downside. We have a lot more orders clustered to the side. Whoa. AVGO. This ticker, the spread. So when I talk about like what market makers are doing, so this is a perfect example. What's going on? Oh, get back here. What's going on with these dots right here? Hold on, let me capture this real quick. Oh, it didn't capture it. Normally it saves it really nicely. Huh, weird. Okay, never mind then. No, look right here. See these dots here that you can't see now because it's being weird. See all these little dots here that are... Ugh, my Epic pen stopped working again. See all these little dots, how they're not actually attached to the bid. This line represents the bid. This red line represents the ask. Notice all these dots that are not being placed on the lines. Right? These are all tickers, right? These are all orders that are being filled from the float or being added to the float. Right? These are all in between the spread. This is the algorithm is actually absorbing these. So here's cells that they were absorbing. And then they allowed this cell to go to the book. But then here was a cell they absorbed again. This cell they let hit the book. So you can actually watch, like right now they're letting all the buys are on the limits on the bids, and they're not moving the price up. And all the cells are moving the price down to the buys. So this is very weak looking right now. Now, this is a very micro view of this, so it's really hard to read. So on something like AVGO, I'd probably aggregate something more like 10 levels, right? So it would look something a little bit maybe more like this. And then you can see now you can see it makes a little bit more sense. You can tell we're very lean to the top side. But to the bottom side, you can see there's a big order at 535. So AVGO looks like it wants to sell. Right? So we've also started to lose a lot on our, you can see we were buying here fairly well, but you can see now if we move below that, I mean, we'll go into extreme selling if we get below -4.5 basically on this, because that's the most selling it sustained before, and then it bounced. There's no way to know how far it'll go. That's a crap, Sandra. The best thing that I like to use is ATR, right? So like right now we're already under ATR low, so that's really hard to use, right? So there's no way to really tell how far it will go. Right. So this right here, this minus down here, this is just telling us if we're selling. Like right now, we had some pretty extreme buying, but we also sold really heavily too. So this is pretty choppy, right? So this is one you would probably want to kind of stay away from. But for me, if I was going to be in it, I would be short towards 535. I wouldn't be long off of it. But as long as they're selling and as long as there's orders to the downside, this thing will sell. All right, AMD starting to come back down. So look how AMD, look, it reoffered into the midline. So, but it never broke through the top of the box, right? It just kind of came back to 0. And then now it's kind of coming off. If it comes back up and breaks higher, it'd probably be worth getting out. But so far, we're holding quite well. Let's look at Tesla. I'm definitely going to just leave this one on for now. RTH open, I force. The RTH open is just the regular hours. So I force the regular trading hours for all of that. But the futures only trade in extended. They open in extended hours and they stay in extended hours. So Bruz is probably the guy. But I'm pretty sure we have him set to, oh, Bruz just answered. I'm 9:30. Yep. So Tesla for me actually has a relatively bullish order book right now. And the buy orders are being put to the book. So Tesla kind of gives some indications that it's looking to go back to 428. Maybe, go to retest this high of day mark here. We are buying more than selling on both the short term and the long term. So for me, I'm not saying Tesla's not a sell right now. It seems like it's struggling quite a bit, but right now the book and the volume would still indicate buying is likely a better direction. Now we're at R3 on the in the cams, so we're in a selling range. So I certainly would not long this. I would sell this, right? So, but I would sell this when it's selling, and it's not selling yet, right? You need which we will have if we can make a little bit of a new low, right? It doesn't need much more, and it'll throw a crossing signal. So I need it to cross through the 0 line to the downside, and then that would be more of what I'm looking for. Yes. Yeah, Thor mode is good for everything. But look here how the sell, see how they absorb that large sell? Like, why not let that go to the book? If they want to go up, why not run away? Or if they were, if they want to run away, why not let that big order go to the book? They wanted to distribute into that. So it's not surprising that we kind of squeezed a little bit afterwards. All right, so I'm not going to take this trade because I'm still in AMD. So, but I am going to watch this. I'm gonna set a mark if it crosses. So what I'm looking for is for it to cross through and go under. Basically, if it made a new low right here, that would be it. So our cross is right here. So if I was going to take a position, this would be the spot, basically. So I'm tracking this new sweet indicator we're going to release for y'all. Yeah, I am short AMD right now. I've been holding this for quite a while. So I still think we're going to make it to PDC today. So I'm holding this one. I think we're going to go kiss the king. We kind of kissed the king. We almost kissed the king in pre-market, but I still think we got to go kiss that ring. Like, not for nothing, everyone. Like, not for nothing. Like, even if this trade doesn't work, come on. Immediate drop after entry. What more would you want? Most of them don't work. The ones that are frustrating are the ones where you hit the button and as soon as you get in, it goes yoink right against you. So this will be an interest. We didn't get a full cross, I guess, maybe. Did we? No, we didn't actually. So it's a little early. Oops. I need to make sure I'm zoomed in. It's fun though. My win rate? My win rate on like the month to month probably runs somewhere in the 50 to 60% category. But my profit ratio runs, somewhere between 4 and 10 times my loss, depending on what trade I'm taking. I never get less than 4R in a trade. Sometimes I get significantly more. So, yeah. So it's the one thing I recommend not really focusing on is win rate. Win rate is important, but I know traders with 20% hit rates that make a fortune, right? Like I know, and then I know I also don't think you should focus on trading a lot either. I know traders that take one trade a month that make enough money to pay all of their bills, you know. So it's just kind of one of those things where you got to be. So we didn't actually get across there. I thought it had crossed. I was too far zoomed out. Oh, well, we'll leave it there for now, just as a study. Yes, I don't swing at all, Michael. Trade, that is. No. I tried swing trading in 2018, and it was actually when the current president was the prior president. And let's just say it was a significantly unenjoyable process to be involved in. You think this market, for the record, for anyone who's complaining, this market compared to the market the last time this dude was POTUS is a piece of cake comparatively. Like last time, man, you were talking about like it was the end of the world every other day in the last one. Like I used to have PTSD. And then like I had to get a therapist. We had to get Dr. V in here just to like save us from the PTSDs that we had from just like especially swing traders. My God, you'd go to bed and then you'd wake up and like the thing you'd been holding for like 3 or 4 or 5 days was like it was already at your stops, and you're just like, what happened in the whole world? You're exiting before you're even, imagine you're exiting your position before you've even figured out why you're exiting because you're under technical level. And then you're going back and finding out, oh my God, he just came out and said he didn't like somebody, and like because the market was so sensitive in the beginning. Yeah, it's like having a sunburn or something. Yeah, now the news algos, exactly, Oliver. Now the news algos aren't nearly as sensitive. Cam levels on DOS can be different. True. How do you know which level to monitor? Mine. Answer, that was easy. Just kidding. No, so I use mine, right? You use whichever ones you want, right? Like they all, for the record, they all work, right? I traded using DOS's cams long before I was able to have them coded into TV by an awesome, amazing, talented person like Russ. Right. So but there was a long time I was using DOSes and they still worked very well. There are times where mine line up perfectly with DOSes. The only reason I just have a couple modifications on how I handle the RTH close for the most part is the main defining thing that sets me apart from, more or less everybody else. I have my own unique switching method for which cams I use based upon 2-day pivot relationships, price action relationships. And, so mine is by far of all the different cam systems that are out there, mine is by far the most nimble and produces the most, I personally believe, the most quality plays. So, and your mod on TV? What do you mean? Cam should work on crypto. No plays today because of the RTH component, which we're gonna work on. We're gonna modify that. So now we're just sitting on our hands, waiting patiently while we wait for AMD to do what we hope AMD is going to do at some point. Oh, yeah, mine. So if you're to make sure you're using the right one, of course. Camaria Pivot Plays is what it's called. So look, we reoffered the zero line, right? But we couldn't really get buying, right? We just kind of came up and reoffered. And now look, now that we're moving away, look, now we're starting to sell. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, maybe in a future release, after we get some different stuff worked out, maybe we can try and get that figured out for an update, get them to line up with the crypto market and Forex. That'd be pretty awesome. We need to get Bruz more coffee, I think, if we're going to start making demands out of him like that. All right, here goes AMD. Oh, Bruz, don't let the cat out of the bag. He's like, Bruz would have been horrible to work for Apple. You know what I mean? Like, cause like Apple's like, all right, we just came out with like 50 new amazing things. All right, but only tell people about like one of them a year for the next 10 years. Bruz is like, yeah, we're ready. Tell us all the secrets. I know this is a bad combination, by the way, between Bruz and I, because you can't have two completely oversharing individuals in a business relationship, Bruz, for the record. And I am by far, I am by far the oversharer here. All right, so we did get some selling in. The response to that selling's a little bit of buying. So we were kind of talking about offering, right? So one thing that I don't like, notice both of these red candles are very red, but there is something generically wrong with these candles that I don't really care a whole lot for, right? And that's that they're not pushing the price down. This was a relatively good amount of volume, and I would have expected it to push the price down, which is why the BS detector really didn't gain more. Like we made that new low, the rolling should have went a lot higher there, but it kind of hesitates a little bit because we didn't see, the extension in these candles that we would have expected to see with this amount of volume. So check out the perspective difference, y'all. Like imagine like looking at it. So when you're trading a lot of momentum, like a lot of people look at their charts like this, and this makes long holding very difficult, right? This is why I kind of recommend, like, if you're going to do longer holding, like start looking at your charts like this. Even if you're using a 1 minute time frame, you do not need to see every little candle up like it's like right in front of your face. Like I'm sitting like a half a mile away from my screen and I can see. I mean, I have good vision thanks to LASIK. But I mean, you do not need to have a nose up on all of this stuff here. Like it's okay. You know what I mean? Like try not to get too deep into these candles because you start running into the trees. You know what I mean? We're trying to get through a forest here and you start banging into trees, you get too close to them. So yeah, you gotta, I had to like start wearing these things because I was starting to already cook my eyes enough, man. So I got the like blue light glasses that I wear when I'm not on camera because I don't like looking too intelligent. And I just think these glasses just make me look brilliant. You know what I mean? Like I could do your taxes or something. And I don't want people to think like that I'm smart like that because I'm really not. I'm just a country guy who happens to be like pretty kick-ass at stock trading. But all the rest of it, it's all fake news. So so I don't, you know what I'm saying? I want y'all to think like I could get rid of the accent, like like be like, thank you, everybody. Let's go ahead and check out these tickers today. Turn my best grammar on for everybody. Hello, everybody. I can't do it. It hurts. Oh my gosh. Michael, so here's the thing. Last week, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of last week, I had red days. Right? Lost, big loser, sexy loser, but a big loser, right? So what do I mean? I performed perfectly. I took all the entries I wanted. I took I had my stops perfect. I had 4 different trades, all of which, especially one of them, I think it was Oracle, got within a half a R or even closer of my targets and then ran all the way back and hit my stops. Like AMD, if it just rallied against me, I would not move it, by the way. So now, why? Why put myself through that? Because of Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, and then Friday. Between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I hit 6 full-size, full-target trades. All of them I hit only because I held for 4R. 2 of them came back and went through my break-evens and then went to my targets on wide runs, just like that. Right? So in 2.5 days, I made enough money for my entire for like a half a month. Right? While in the 4 days predicated to that, I lost. I mean, when I won 1 trade on Thursday, I recovered all of my losses for the prior week. And then when I hit another trade on Friday, and then when I hit another trade on, that was Wednesday. Then on Thursday, I hit 3 trades Thursday, and then I hit 3 trades on Friday. Right. So, and each one of those, all full targets, big days. I was short RTY when the Trump tariff stuff came out. Right. So I hit that whole run to the downside with NQ and RTY, both perfect setups. You know what I mean? So in just a couple of days, right, because I didn't freak out, because I didn't vary my trading system, but because I just stayed secure. Dr. V actually put, I really liked this post. She always has the best posts. I wish she would post more, but she's so busy these days. So I'll just have to bring your attention to them. Hold on. Come on, sucker. Let's go. She does these that I really like, these unsexy trading truths. So traders who operate from insecure attachment styles, especially anxious or avoidant, tend to use trading as a way to regulate their emotions. I think this is very true, right? So like, I think one of the biggest things that I've done since, I think the moving your stops thing, I think is really more of an emotional regulation tactic. I don't think moving to break even is ever going to make you money. I think it's only going to stop you from making money. And I do not understand why. Like, especially if you're in this spot, why break even? Right? Like if you're gonna go out on this, go out for a reason. Right? Like if it comes back through the open price, make some money on it. Right? If it regains the 50 SMA, right? If it does something, like give it a reason, something you can look at, something you can track, something you can pay attention to, a real reason for why you're getting out, right? For me, I spent so much time beating my head against the wall and I could never find a reason to get out. Like and here's what I mean by this. So my thought here is, I'll show you right now. This is my thought process I have here. Oh, hold on. I can just show you this way. All right, come on. There it is. It's on there. Why do I not see it? Oh, it's right here. So look at this. All right. So we know using programs like Edgeful, right, that the initial balance range, right, is your 1 hour high and your 1 hour low. Right? So when you break the IB to the downside, the likeliness that you go out through the top side, even on tickers like AMD, let's pull this. Most people don't realize that the vast majority of our tickers are better for continuations later in the day, not reversals. This hurts a lot of traders. I disagree, Guy. I completely disagree with you, 100%. So you can have your opinion and I can have mine. I do not believe telling novice traders not to set break even regardless of trading strategy is a terrible advice. I completely disagree with you in every single way. But you're welcome to your opinion. And I'm sure you've been trading for longer than I have. And you have more success doing it than me. So, I disagree with you. But if you want to provide some reasons on why you disagree with me, I'm certainly okay with that, but blanket statement. So let's see here. Let's see, AMD. Now, I'm not saying not to use stops for the record, right? I'm saying definitely use stops. I'm just saying not to move to break even. And that's my opinion on that, right? I'm not saying not to use stops or I'm not saying to not have a bracket order on. I'm saying leave the bracket order at 1R. Don't move it to break even. Break even is a completely useless, arbitrary concept, right? Why break even? A price that you were perfectly willing to get in at before, you're now going to get out at, even though it was good enough to get in. It's not even a technical level. It's some arbitrary crap that you just invented because it's your bank account and your risk tolerance. And the market does not care about you or your risk tolerance, right? What's important is the technicals, right? Get out for a reason. If it comes across a reason, get out. If it comes back through your stop, get out. Break even is not a reason. It's like it's something some like pot smoking and market maker came up with like back in the 70s or something. Like no, like it makes no sense whatsoever why a price was good enough to get into before, but now it's not good enough. It just doesn't make anything, right? So it's just going to take you out of trades over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? So you're just going to lose winning trades all the time, right? Just let it lose, right? It's better just to be consistent and either let it lose or find a proper reason to get out, right? If again, then setting break even doesn't matter, but if you're wrong, then getting out of break is often the best case scenario. No, I think break even is often the worst case scenario, Guy. That's what I'm saying. You and I are arguing at this like from completely opposite ends of the spectrum here. But you have to remember, I mentor hundreds of traders, right? I review 20 to 30 traders worth of stock trades every single week, okay? I know what works and doesn't work on the masses. So I'm not saying you're not right about you, but I'm saying when it comes to the masses, which is who I'm trying to appeal to, that is just not the case. The vast majority of people, break even will cost them from ever becoming successful in stock trading. They will run an incredibly high hit rate with an insanely low profit rate due to break even, right? I have worked with so many people, and all I did was just got them to stop using that stupid thing. And their profit has gone through the roof, right? And they lose more, by the way, because of it, right? So it's in the long run, best loser wins this game. Not he who loses least wins this game. He who loses best is who wins this game, right? I lose all the time. When I win significantly better than I lose. I again, Guy, well, I'm going to salute you, right? But we're just going to completely agree to disagree on this topic entirely. I don't think whether you're scalping, long-term holding, I don't think using a non-technical level for a reason to get in or out is a reason to get in or out. I think it needs to be a technical level. There needs to be a real reason to get in and a real reason to get in, and your zero number is not a real reason. Unfortunately, I would rather you just lose, right? And if your hit and hold ratio isn't good enough, right, then you're just not going to win anyway. You're just gonna I need more time. So the reason I get into this, right, is because I went through this for years of having an insanely high hit rate, 85%, 90% hit rate, green streaks that last for 9 months, 10 months, years at a time, right? Green streaks. Looking at my bank account every single month going, man, how am I going to pay my bills? Right? I had the hot people constantly messaging me, emailing, man, if I had your hit rate, I'd be putting all the money. First off, I don't have all the money, so I couldn't do that. Right? But number two, no, you wouldn't. If you saw how fine I was on this line, that any one bad performing day would cause me to eradicate a month's worth of profit, right? It's not like that, right? But now I went on a 4-day red streak last month or last week. And then in 3 days, I've made enough money to pay for a half a month, right? I made more money in 3 days than I used to make in 3 months doing it the other way, right? And that is primarily due to not moving to break even as being one of the major attributes there. Not moving to break even and not partialing. Stop diluting your positions, right? And stop throwing away positions that are working, right? Just because it comes against you does not mean it's not working. This is because it could just be reoffering the seller you shorted, right? You're not wrong until you're wrong. And you don't know you're wrong until it loses the level you shorted. That's a reason to get out, right? If it goes in your way for a very long time and it loses a moving average, it loses another key level, it bounces off of a higher time frame. Any technical reason you want, find it, and then use it. All right, everybody, it's 12 o'clock. I'm going to step down from this soapbox as gently as I possibly can, hoping not to trip and sprain an ankle on the way there. I hope I'm still short. You can see it right here. I hope everybody has is ready for a fun trading week, and I will talk to you all later. Much love, people. Don't forget to like it. Bye.